Alright, so, you guys said goodbye to your friends, family in Leona. Headed to Nortec via air flying Ifrit. Had shenanigans on the deck. And almost gave Prim several heart attacks by jumping on the railing. Arrived in Nortec, and after checking in to the Coach and Pony Inn, sorry, I was like, what was this inn's name? Coach and Pony Inn. Got a room, separated into two groups, called Shopping Group and Information Group by my brilliant naming scheme.
Yeah, works.
Shopping Group consisted... yeah,
Shopping group and violent assault group and information group.
Also accurate.
Very accurate. Shopping group consisted of Teagan, Tilda, and Melanie, and info group consisted of Zaitari, Rain, and Prim.
And violent assault group consisted of just Melanie.
Just Melanie.
So you guys, shopping group went to Sphinx's Oils and Elixirs. During this process, Melody assaulted...
Violent assault happened.
a dwarf who was buying a potion of lightning resistance.
It's not trustworthy, guys. I still think that that's the... I tackled the BBEG, and you guys don't know about it yet.
I guess we'll find out in the end.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was buying the potion for his crafting master to make a wand of lightning bolt. Hence, why did he need the potion? And...
Why'd you need the potion? Why'd you need the potion?
We know you're working for the Dragon Man. We know you're working for him.
And then Info Group got some information about some weird rumor that there were undead giants roaming around the mountain range near Vanguard. And some guy named Malbert is taking them out. So yeah, that's about it. That's what is happening. We go back to Shopping Group if they wanted to do anything, which I think you guys did what you wanted to. Well, Tilda wanted to check out another magic shop or a magic shop. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Well, the most popular shop around here, if you ask around, is in the... I think this is the... Back in the gate ward. It is called Boltax Goods. Boltac is actually the younger brother of the tax collector that you guys met at the Revenue Hall. And he sells adventuring gear to adventurers, like ropes and ever-burning torches and ammunition. And occasionally will come across and buy magic items or sell magic items. He's a couple mages. They tell you've heard that sells to him on occasion. So that would be a good place to start if you're looking for something magical in nature.
Okay, I guess I'll go there.
Okay. Are Teagan and Melanie accompanying you?
I am accompanying.
Okay.
Whether she likes it or not.
I'm coming.
As we're walking, I say, okay, about the tackling.
Oh, you mean the vicious assault on the innocent bystander?
Yes. I do apologize. I've been a little on edge. Can I confess something to you? Teagan, close your ears. It's only to her.
Okay. Teagan will put his fingers in his ears.
I'm just picturing him shoving his fingers in his ears and like walking behind us.
Yeah, he's doing that. He's like he's like been with you guys long enough to be like, okay, you guys, sure.
We're just weird.
Yeah, you guys are pretty much. So it's just like whatever at this point.
I don't like undead. In fact, they're the worst thing.
Well, who does, darling?
apparently every crazy dwarf that lives here. This town is terrifying, and I don't know what's wrong with these people. So I'm just, I've been a little. I do apologize for the. You said that he was getting the lightning resistance. I thought, oh God, suspects, and I just, I went into business mode, and I do apologize for that. Yeah.
You may want to talk to your girlfriend about stealth missions, and
Have you
doing
seen my
things on
armor?
the fly.
And I just kind of like wiggle my arms, like clunk, 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 clunk.
Hey,
You
your
could
armor
still
does
be-
not clunk.
Oh yeah, shit, that's right. That's right. I don't make a lot of sound anymore. Oh, I might.
Actually,
need
I
to
have
learn more
I
about
have
that.
seen your armor. I have also not heard your armor.
And then I do like the worm with my arms. That thing where like you do. Is it a snake? Is that where you like lift one and then like do the shimmy through? And I'm like, oh, that's very very quiet. Can I sneak now? And I am going to attempt to stealth away from Tilda,
Oh
and
my
just to see if I
fucking
can. Not in any. I just want to see how stealthy I can be. I'm just gonna like stealth away.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm literally looking at you.
Yes. I'm gonna see how well I can stealth though.
I don't know if I want a natural 1 or a natural 20. No.
No.
That's
well,
a
you don't,
disadvantage,
you don't have
though.
the disadvantage anymore.
Oh, hey, I don't have that anymore.
So
14 plus
17.
3. It's 17.
Yeah. You're quiet,
My passive perception.
but she's right in front of you. So you do see her, but she's
Yeah.
quiet.
Am I quiet?
Yes, darling, you're extremely quiet. Oh no, where have you gone?
Yeah. I'm imagining like when mothers play with their small children and you're playing hide and seek and you're just like, I know where this fucking kid is, but I'm gonna pretend I don't. I'm just imagining two grown women doing that while we're walking to this magic shop.
Teagan just with fingers and ears, like his face is like, why?
I kind of glance at him and like give him one of those I don't even know
He's
what's
like,
going on
he
looks.
He shrugs.
This stealth roll, ignore it. I'm just making sure that I fixed the sheet so it won't give me disadvantage if I don't need it. Hey, okay.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to necessarily be stealthy. All I'm saying is that discretion is also a part of our work.
I understand. I do.
Do you?
Yes. Yes. I'm not always not something. I don't. That is the first person that I think that I've tackled.
That's
oh no,
not
that's
true.
that's not true. I
I've
also
literally seen you tackle Rain.
Okay, but we were all having a good evening and drinking, and that was a little bit different. That was just friendly tackling among friends.
Friends.
At that
Sure.
point,
It's just a matter of next time I say, oh look, that person might be suspicious. Perhaps don't immediately draw attention to them.
okay, I understand. I can work with that.
And yes, Tilda is advising someone to be more like Rain, but only because this person is literally sleeping with Rain. Anyway.
Okay. You guys, while talking, eventually make your way to Baltac's Goods. It is a 2-story building with several leaded glass windows, and when you walk towards the there's actually a yard filled with scorch marks and craters. You go inside, You see a dwarf, middle-aged looking fellow for a dwarf. And in here, where is the description? Melanie, when you walk inside, when you all walk inside, you immediately there is a specter in this shop. He is walking to and fro from the back to the front. He seems to be repeating some kind of motion, and
I immediately like reach out and grab Melanie's forearm.
You see Melanie giving the stinkiest of stink eyes.
Okay.
She doesn't say anything, but there's a stink eye watching that fucker. I don't trust it.
Over the brooch, I say, "Are you all right, darling?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, we could have done this instead of making Teagan stuff his fingers into his ears.
It's not nearly as enjoyable.
Anyhow,
I am going to set back over this way and admire that completely normal looking window. And tell you what, if you see anything that might interest me, just let me know about it through the brooch or something. And yeah, I'm just gonna over here.
will do.
Okay.
So does the specter look like the shopkeeper?
No,
or-
there is a living dwarf at the counter. There's currently
The middle-aged.
the middle-aged dwarf. There's currently another dwarf. They looked like they were making a transaction, and the younger dwarf, thanks Boltek for his time, and walks out of the store. And after he puts away some items, he looks up and sees the three of you and says, welcome to Boltek's Goods. My name is Boltek. How can I help you today?
Hello, Boltek, was it?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Matilda.
Mm-hmm.
This is my friend Melanie,
Mm-hmm.
and my other friend Teagan. We're looking for some magical items.
Okay. I do have quite a few magical items in stock. Let's see. Are you just magical items? No potions or scrolls?
Oh, potions would be wonderful. I didn't think there were any more left in the city, to be honest.
Well, they have been going pretty quickly, but I still have a few in stock. Let me bring up my inventory. And is your friend all right? Is this her first time in Nortec? He's looking at Melanie.
As a matter of fact, it's both of our
Melanie is
first time.
humming to herself, just
Oh,
To self-soothe.
well, welcome to Nortec. I'm hoping you're having a great time here. She looks
We are having a time.
okay. It's the specter. I assume that she's a little.
She's a little uncomfortable with the undead, as am I, to be honest. But,
You don't have anything to worry from that particular undead. That's Bartholomew. He was an employee of not my shop, but a shop that was here long ago. He just repeats motions. He probably doesn't even know you're here. So.
Did you hear that, Melanie? Darling?
oh, the specter doesn't bother me. What are you talking about? It's ridiculous. Do I need to roll a deception roll?
No, you know you're lying, and I literally just told him that it's uncomfortable for you.
But yes, yes, he is not one of those. He is not a poltergeist. He is not one you can interact with. He just does his own thing and repeats the motions he did in life. So, but going back to the my inventory list,
Yes, items, potions.
Okay.
Do you have any spell scrolls by any chance?
For spell scrolls, I have one spell scroll of Leoman's Tiny Hut, one spell scroll of Plant Growth, a Remove Curse, and a Sleet Storm.
Plant growth, remove, curse, and sleet storm?
Yes.
Sleet Storm is hella useful.
I was about to say, how much is the sleet storm?
The Sleet Storm... Let me just check what... It is level 3, so it would be... Control find... 2, 3... that one would be 220 gold.
Would you put that one aside for me,
Okay, of course.
darling?
No problem. Alright. So that's what we have for spells. For potions, we have... for potions, we have a potion of growth, 2 common healing potions, and a potion of invisibility.
The healing potions,
The
please.
healing potions, okay.
Put those aside, yes.
2 healing potions.
How much would those cost?
1 second.
It's taking you this long to figure it out.
Sorry,
You're obviously gouging me.
Well, 55. 55 each. We can, if you're buying a few things, we can work out a discount, of course.
Of course.
Okay, and and you were looking for items as well?
Yes.
Okay, so currently we have a +1 short sword. We have 20 sling bullets, +2.
No, I don't need weapons, darling.
We do have a +3 shield. No, okay. We have a cloak of the manta ray. We have some dust of dryness. We have the silver figurine, which is a raven. We have these pipes of haunting, and these slippers of spider climbing, and the staff of the magi.
What was that last one?
Staff of the magi. It's this one, it just came in about a month ago. The seller is said to be imbued with the spirit of a dwarf enchanter named Fari, who slew a leviathan on the what is known as the Cobalt Sea. It's what he described. I'm just relaying that information.
Hang on, I'll be honest, I'm looking it up in the compendium.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. It is pretty pricey. I will just say that at the get-go.
Damn it. Because, I mean, technically it's a weapon. I don't need a weapon.
Doesn't it do a bunch of shit, though?
Yes, it does. How much for the staff?
The staff is...
Brace yourself.
Hold on. Staff...
I'm ready to get the wind
let's
knocked out of me.
Let's take an over-under for 1,000,000 gold.
I'm gonna say it's going to be under 1,000,000, but I'm going to say it's going to be over 10,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm guessing at a
Well
minimum
over 10.
12K. I'm saying, all right, let's do Price is Right, 12K.
Okay,
All right, you guys did your prices right. I gotta look for it on this list.
I'm guessing it's going to be around 15K.
Okay. Also, no jipping people out of no
That is part of
and
the Price is
1
Right.
gold.
That is part of the Price is Right.
No legitimate guesses.
I don't know. It's probably.
I'm going with 50,000 minimum.
I'll
Wow.
say 20,000.
All right, I got the
Okay.
price.
Okay, I'm
I feel
changing-
really
I'm
low
changing-
now. I feel really, really low now.
Oh, no, okay, I'm looking at it now, and it lets you cast Conjure Elemental, so I'm gonna say that it's going to be 30,000.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to stick with 12K. I now
I'm
feel
not
extremely
guessing.
low.
I have taken myself out of this because I can't.
45K.
Okay. Are we all set with our guesses?
Okay?
Mhm.
All right.
Uh-huh.
So currently market price with what it can do, it is 125,000
Holy
gold
shit!
pieces.
Oh! Who said 55?
That was
I
Lynn.
said 50.
You said
Minimum.
Lynn said 50
Oh,
minimum. Yeah.
You win.
Yeah, you
God
win.
damn. I
And
remember
you're
that.
still
being
like
ball.
way off. So wrong.
Like, shit, son, it lets you cast a 7th level fireball.
Damn,
Yeah.
really?
I mean, it is a legendary.
Yeah.
A 7th level lightning bolt. Lets you do plane shift. Telekinesis.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot. That's one of
and
the
it-
things where you find it off of a really powerful wizard, and you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Or you find it in a store.
So,
And
for
it
some
is.
for some fucking reason, it's in a store.
I will say, this could be a job for Rain if you had less moral.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We could make this work. Just would you stoop that low?
I mean, it's no fun if you steal it from a store, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, but
Yeah,
that could
steal
be an
it from a bad
adventure
guy.
all in
No,
itself.
but-
Obviously never played Skyrim
Guy.
with me.
I'm just gonna put a pot over his head.
What happened? Where'd
Yeah,
everybody
there's
go?
There's no
I'm
chance
just gonna
Tilda
go to sleep now. I can't
comes
see.
to Rain and says, "Can you steal this for me? Like, save my sister? Sure, because she gotta save her sister, but just do something for a favor." Not happening again. Not happening again.
No.
But the spiders of slippers of spider climbing.
How much are the slippers?
The slippers. Slippers.
You need to get those slippers and then let Mel use them to just climb all over the walls like a crazy armored spider.
The slippers of spider climbing
That's horrifying.
are 1,000.
I don't know that it's worth 1,000 gold to have
No,
me
it's
pop
really
down from
not.
the ceiling on somebody. I'm not saying I would say no, but
You can't yell death from above.
I mean, I
already
have
a
every
broom.
time.
I already have a broom, you guys. I don't really need slippers of spider climbing, and if I'm only getting them from Melanie,
No,
I mean,
it's not worth it.
she can use her own money. Was there anything else?
The cloak of the manta ray, the pipes of haunting, and dust of dryness are our non-weaponed items.
Dust of dryness can be lethal if you get someone to ingest it.
Yeah, except that we've got a lot of dust of stealth or whatever it is.
Yeah, that
Is
could
it?
be dangerous for just
Is
us
it?
to have.
Uh-huh.
You sure that's what it is?
I mean, Rain made it, so you know,
My
it's
question
got like a
stands.
50-50 chance exactly. We hope it's dust of disappearance.
I think we're like 3 for 3 at this point. I think so.
Someone tries here, so
Do we have any dust of disappearance? No, I don't.
No, I think we're out.
I made like 5, and I think like 1 for each person.
I think we used it all, or I know I used mine in the fight to get back the orphanage. Get back
Oh my god,
the
Yeah, that's right.
Right in our history.
Yep. Our
Oh.
8-hour-long session.
Yep, we spent a full working day doing that.
Session that would not end.
And also with Nenrine constantly falling.
Just dying
Just
every 5
whiffing,
seconds.
like every single thing.
Whiffing
Literally
and then
10
falling
minutes after we met
unconscious.
him.
Yeah.
Poor man.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading what the Pipes of Haunting do.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think we have anyone that can use them. Oh, maybe the bard.
You have a fucking bard.
But you don't
but
do wind
lest
instruments.
you
You
forget.
can't.
Don't know, like...
It's
you
not a
might
bard
know-
thing. You have to have, as you've told us in our other game where we have some pipes of haunting, you have to have proficiency with a
This
particular
is
instrument.
true, but that doesn't mean I can't learn how to do it.
Well, anyone can learn how to do it.
Let me see. What am I don't think I am proficient in wind instruments. Though Saitari probably is pretty good at blowing some things.
That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't gonna say it because I'm a lady.
Yes, we're all very proper ladies here. Yeah, no. I am proficient in castanets, the canoon, and the harp. So,
The canoon.
yes, it is a Middle Eastern instrument.
Assuming it's not a wind instrument.
No, they're all stringed instruments.
Okay, I'm looking up what Cloak of the Manta Ray does now. Sorry.
Nope,
This
I
is
think
taking
that's
so
the
long.
swimming one, yeah.
It gives you, like, swimming speed.
Wow, that is terrible typing there, kiddo. By kiddo, I mean me. Huh. Well, that's kind of dumb.
We
Okay.
say this now as we discover Atlantis under the water.
I know, right? Well, I've got water breathing.
Yeah, that still doesn't help your swim speed, though.
No, but we'll at least be able to breathe.
Yeah, true.
I just gotta get it into my fucking spell book. But now I've got plenty of money to do that, so yay. Alright, Tilda kind of makes a face, and says, I think just the potions and, what was the first thing I got?
Sleep storm.
Sleep storm, yes, and the spell.
Okay.
Scroll,
So
for now.
220. So 110. Please stop singing upstairs.
I can sing for you and just like drown them out.
I prefer your singing, but
Hey,
that doesn't.
thanks.
That doesn't help me with my house.
I thought you were gonna say that doesn't mean much.
Oh, no.
Well, you just invite her over, set up a sound system, and have a duel of the bands.
So that is. I with the sleep storm, I'll give it to you for 305.
Yeah.
So he's taking 15 off.
Actually, he's taking 25 off.
Am I doing this wrong? So this is 220. The 2 healing potions are 55 each. So 110 plus 220 is
330.
I'm stupid. All right, 305. I'm doing it right in front of me, and I'm like, can't. Yes, you're
I mean,
right.
it's literally just.
I can't count. Okay, yes, 305. So yeah, that's 25 off.
Anyway, Tilda. 280.
280. Roll a perception. Not perception. Roll a persuasion check. If I was, maybe if you had bought a little more, then I could. I'm already giving you 25 gold off, and I got the.
Excuse me. How much was that potion of growth?
The potion of growth. The potion of growth is. Control find. The potion of growth is 270.
Never mind.
Okay.
I was gonna say toss that in, but it's not worth 270 for me, so.
So we threw away $300 to win that fight outside the bar.
Yeah, apparently.
And the healing potions are going pretty fast, so I know I'll be able to sell them. So
300.
He's just looking at you. I stand pretty firm at 305.
I walk over and I put 5 gold on the counter.
Okay.
And then I just stand there.
Very well. 305.
All right.
I'm only taking 300 out of the group funds.
Oh yes. That's fine.
Okay. Those items are yours.
Okay, so 2 more regular healing potions. And Sleep Storm.
Okay. Back with info group.
Yep. We are going to find
Gunnar.
yeah, got our trash person.
So yes, the folks you have talked to said he probably can be found near the Foundation Stone. The Foundation Stone, Prim. Let me get out the book. Trade Ward. Trade Ward. Grand Library. Temple of Morden. Craft.
I'll also change my disguise self after, we start walking towards where this guy is supposed to be. So something a little more practical.
Okay.
I'm still a very beautiful half-elf. But I'm more in commoner type clothings and a basicer looking hat.
Okay, cool. Alright, so the Foundation Stone is a popular tavern in Nortec for adventurers and other ne'er-do-wells. Plays host to mercenaries, explorers, and roughnecks. You know this. Anyone who needs to hire adventurers for a job heads here. And it's common for people to play some games here. The most popular one is Giant's Feet, where 2 likely drunk combatants will go against each other above a festering pit. A wood plank is laid across the pit, and the 2 competitors have their hands tied behind their backs, and they face off upon the plank, starting at opposite ends. And the first one in the pit loses. It's
amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
But yeah, that's the stone. It refers to a large stone building that once served as a meeting hall for Nortec guards. And then the tavern was built from it. So you guys head there. And the proprietor of the Foundation Stone is a fella named why are you singing so loudly? Carl Long Phantom.
Okay. All right.
Because
So,
the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
It's
Who's
not
singing?
even Thanksgiving.
It's not
Who's singing?
The people in
people
her.
above my house.
Why?
Yeah,
They're, I don't know, maybe they have a karaoke machine or something.
Oh.
probably. They're having a party.
Yep.
You missed that because you got here later.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I mean, it's not your fault.
All right. So, Prim, when we're walking just outside, either like keeps her helmet down
Mm-hmm.
so no one can see her face, and it's only when we get into the foundation stone that she pushes it up.
Okay.
Like, takes her helmet off.
All right.
And can I see Grunar?
You do see him. It's midday, so it's not that busy in here, but Grunar is at the bar with an individual. You know his name is, where is it? Growl. Growl. It's spelled Graa. He's a half orc, no nonsense bartender. Says he's a man of very few words and gets annoyed easily. So people don't tend to interact with him, only to order their drinks.
Okay.
And Grunar is like, his head is down. There's a tankard next to him. He's not moving.
Okay.
And Growler is like, he stares at him for a minute, rolls his eyes annoyed, and goes to the far end of the bar. Looks like he's cleaning up from a recent patron's mess.
Okay. Prim is just gonna start just walking over to the bar.
Okay.
Okay.
You walk over. There's a knife throwing contest that's happening with two youngins that you don't think you've seen before. There's a chandelier. There's that same huge iron chandelier with ever-burning torches that lights this main chamber. Just seeing. There are target dummies being used in the knife throwing contests, and yeah, you walk over to him, and there's the pit. You recognize the pit's 10 feet deep. Smells bad. There's horrible bubbling water at the bottom of it. But you go up to Grunar, and he doesn't seem to know that you're there. Head still on the table.
Does he look like he's drunk?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So Prim is going to reach out and grab his shoulder.
Yeah.
Hello, Grunar. It's been a few years.
Am I?
And I'm gonna cast protection from poison.
Okay. His breath just smells horrible.
So it should neutralize the drunkenness for an hour.
Okay. Oh God, I'm sober. Prim.
Yes, I mean that is the sort of thing that happens when you stop drinking. Which is what you're going to be doing right now.
Why are you here?
I don't think it much matters why I'm here. What matters is I've got a few questions for you, and I was hoping that you could answer them, quietly, succinctly, without making a big fuss.
We'll get you out of my face.
Oh, sure.
Okay. What do you want to know? What's going on?
And I'm gonna motion for Rain and for Zaitari to come over.
I shall do so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get nice and chummy. Yeah. Sit threateningly on one side of the other.
Great.
All right. So, what can you tell me about what's happening up in Vanguard?
Oh, Vanguard. Oh.
Hmm.
You must be here about the giant disappearing town.
Well, last I heard, it was the giant not really there anymore town because it's a big crater.
Well, most people here know it's kaput. The guards know that something crashed into it, apparently, from what I've heard. They think it's possibly... I mean, there's whispers going around that it could possibly be Thundrum, but because of the incident so many years ago with the town in that country, Gadarn, I think.
And what incident would this be?
Well, yeah, they did cover it up pretty well.
Would I have an idea what he's talking about?
You could roll a history check. It's from out of the country, so you don't have any idea what he's talking about. About how long ago was it at this point? About 20 odd years ago, 2 decades ago, a town much smaller than Vanguard was wiped off the face of of Pandera. Nothing was left. It just disappeared. Thundrum claimed it was a magical accident. And they blamed one Perrin Silverwind, one of the archmages. Still, I think archmage at this point. But yes, that's his name. But they think it's similar to that. But from what I hear, I think they were just covering up something. It wasn't an accident. It was someone, and it was someone powerful, probably. I assume, if a town disappeared.
And do you happen to have any sort of inkling as to, or, opinion as to who it was that did it?
I mean, whole town disappears. Takes a lot of people to cover that up, and you know what to say.
People have got to be talking.
Well, this is just a rumor.
We like people who can talk.
Alright, well... How about this? If you buy me a drink, just one drink, and I'll save it for later, because I think you did something to me, then I'll tell you the whole thing. Just an ale.
I'll hold up
an insight check.
Yeah, sure, insight check.
While you're doing that, I'll just hold up a gold piece to get some kind of server over to us.
You think he's telling the truth, that he'll tell you what he knows for an ale. Growl comes over. Yep.
A drink for the nice man.
Sure. He goes, fills a pint, puts it down, takes a gold.
I expect change.
Yep. And he gives you 8 silver pieces back.
Okay.
All right. Well, and he puts the drink to the side So, a long time ago, there was this upstart from the Elven lands. I think he was like one of those one of those magic people who doesn't depend on the gods, but like other forces or something like that. He had some guy that was I think they called him Keeper of Secrets or something like that. He came over, and I think he had his base of operations in Dighton. Actually, was the last thing I heard. Just right under your noses of the situated 9, and on the side, the religious leaders of Dighton are called the situated 9. You guys would know that. And I think his name was Ose, I think. Osay. He was just called that. He was the Secret Keeper's chosen or whatnot. And it was said that the folks that had the folks that had taken him down first met him in Dotson. Dotson's the town that was completely obliterated. Some say he summoned a pit fiend, others say he summoned a giant rock from the sky. That part, no one can confirm that part. But, you know, he raised a lot of undead shit. Eventually there was a large battle that I heard some people claim that there was even, like, an undead dragon and some weird, like, stitched up, abominations, and a lot of people died. But yeah, it was some human from the Elven lands who just wanted to, I don't know what his agenda was actually, but that's what I heard. Culminated in the Battle of the Chosen. I don't know why it had that name, but
Okay.
and that's what I know.
Do you happen to know anyone in town who might know a little bit more? Or might have a different opinion? Just so we can get as many angles as we can.
Sure. Your best bet would probably speak to Kindred, and you know him, the priest of the Temple of Ioun in town.
Mm-hmm.
He would probably be your best bet since he seems to know everything. Kindred, or I mean, you could, long shot, you could pay a visit to Ferris Stonescript, the you remember him, Prim, the dwarf ghost. He and you know Ferris. He's the undead individual who is in this half-ruined tower. But he is an expert, like, he's an unmatched expert of the region's history. And, you know, he can be persuaded from time to time to those seeking to defend the town from evil, and he likes to catalog things, and his thing is knowledge. Once in a while, you know that Kindred and Ferris actually speak to each other from time to time, because they were both historians in their own right.
And Prim like looks at Rain and Zaitari and it's like,
you also know that it could also be dangerous to deal with Ferris, because not all ghosts, like, you know, ghosts can be, you know, calm and collect in one instance, but you're still trying to interview a possibly dangerous half-mad specter.
And yeah, Prim looks at Rain and Zaitari and says, honestly, I'd rather deal with Ferris. The Temple of Ioun gives me a bit of the creeps.
Why?
I don't know. It's just, Kendrick knows a lot, and I don't think that's always a good thing.
Would he know too much and not give us good information?
No, I think that's people who worship Ioun, they tend to keep themselves neutral. So it's not really, staying neutral is not the wisest thing to do in Nortec always.
I see.
Ferris first, at least, maybe. We need more information to back up.
I turn my attention back towards the guy we're speaking to, because I've already forgotten his name.
Grunar.
Okay.
That's really all I have.
I can't see them, so I can't remember their names. Might it be worthwhile to maybe talk to some of the, not necessarily the highest up, but one of the higher ups within the guard around here? Might they know something, maybe?
I mean, depends how much, they might be a little busy since I know they're sending people at to Vanguard, but...
Well, I
anyone
heard...
that might be tired of getting their hands tied and wants to make sure the right thing is done by the right people.
Or somebody who has a bit of a gambling habit that might be able to be persuaded to let loose some information.
Gambling habit.
They're
That can work too.
we're put into a bit of a compromising situation.
He strokes. You see him stroke his chin, and he's trying to catch up. Why? Sorry.
Oh.
He just hopped in front of the screen.
Catch up, why?
Why now? I mean, you could talk to...
Come on now, Grunar. You know a lot of what goes on in this town. You know a lot of people's bad habits.
I do. I know, I do. Scrolling.
Vaguely ashamed.
I mean, I know Thalic has been more depressed than usual, so he might go to the God, what was that goddamn tavern's name? He might go to Rondel's Inn for a drink. And you know him, he's the tax collector. The miserable guy you saw at the beginning of when you entered town.
Oh.
So you're saying this man might know something?
He checks everybody who comes into town. He speaks to every merchant and every, anybody that needs to sell something. No matter where they come from, they need to check in with them first. I mean, you had to go through the revenue hall, I assume.
We did.
Oh, he'll probably be at Rondel's tonight.
Well, could be worth a try. Depending on whether you two want to split up entirely, or if you'd rather us all stay together.
Well, we can try Ferris first, and then if we don't get anything out of that, we can try some more official channels.
I shan't be coy about it. I would rather have a little bit of backup dealing with him.
You do know Ferris is probably going to want something in return. I mean, you've been gone, but I assume like the outside world hasn't made you dull-witted.
I thank you for that vote of confidence, Gunnar.
I'm only out to watch the backs of my fellow Nortekians. Is that what they call them?
I'm not sure that the magic is working the way it should be. Are you feeling alright?
You've been gone for a while, but your home's always.
Well.
No matter how much of a pain in the ass you were.
Huh. And I'm to believe that the latest is even better than me? That's what I thought. Well, thanks for the information, Gunnar.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for the drink, y'all.
Keep yourself at least sober for a little while today, alright?
As the judge.
Good, because it's not going to wear off for another 45 minutes.
Ah, god damn it.
Don't tell anyone I was here.
Nope, wouldn't dream of it.
Right.
You're
The
going
thing
to
is-
trust a drunkard to not spill the beans that
I
you've
was
been...
gonna say, I was gonna do this anyways for Prim said anything. Is walk over to Grawl and give him 10 gold.
Okay.
So keep him drunk after this wears off. Keep him drunk, good and drunk. And
Girl
keep the change.
just nods.
I want him fucked up.
Girl says, "Don't worry. I mean, it's not like he's gonna leave anytime soon. After
Yeah.
that thing wears off, whatever you did to him."
I'm just helping make sure he gets the real good moonshine that raises several brain cells extra.
Eh,
Okay. And then Prim, before we head out again, is going to put her helmet back on.
okay.
Again, Prim, if you want the hat of disguise, all you have to do is ask.
Oh, it's all right. I figure that word is going to get out no matter what I do. I can't wear the hat forever. Can't hide forever. But I
Well,
can for
no.
a little while.
Yes. The hat of disguise would just make it easier.
Oh, it just feels dishonest.
Alright.
You know what I mean?
And it feels significantly less honest than putting a large hat on my head. That is just a regular hat.
Yeah, I'm just wearing a regular hat now. Yeah. So I think we should go and visit Ferris first. I figure that Kendred would probably know just as much, but I know specters I can deal with.
Well-
Priests, a little less.
As much as speaking to a ghost about this seems interesting, there is that gambling hall that's here, and gambling tends to mean drinking, tends to also mean a decent amount of gossip going on. There is some downtime in between dealing and such, and people like to talk. I could go there and listen.
I mean, would you be interested in going there on your own?
I don't mind. I don't see myself getting into any trouble.
How much do I believe that? Okay, so it's not Rain being on her own. And it's not Melanie being on her own.
Can't leave these two alone. Rain will get herself out of any trouble she gets into. No, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. Is that when the trouble happens, she's no longer there. It finds
Yeah,
the trouble
I mean,
on someone else.
Zaitari also has invisibility and has very high level magic. So I have seeming. I also have major image.
I haven't thrown animated objects at people.
Yeah, I can use animated objects and make the tables dance while I leave.
And that, I guess that alone is a good enough reason for her to be able to go on her own.
Alright. So, yeah, Zaitari then will go off on her own to get some recon intel.
Okay. Sounds good. Alright. Zaitari, you head to the hidden coin.
Okay.
You do know it's still like late afternoon, right?
Yeah, but then like the people who like to like really gamble and gossip.
Okay, so you really want to get the addicts. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. Yep.
All right.
So I'm going to again duck into an alleyway when I get closer to where I'm going. Change my disguise self. Make myself look like a very posh and rich-looking, female elf.
Okay.
I'll have like a bit of a headscarf on, so like my ears are tastefully covered, so I could be human, but I look too elegant.
Okay, that's cool. All right.
Laminate with dwarves.
So you head to the hidden coin.
Mm-hmm.
Outside this. Alright, so. Just Alright, so you head to a mausoleum looking building.
Okay.
Due to the error in this place's construction, the front entrance of the tomb was placed on the northern wall. So rather than facing the south towards the street, the entrance is actually in the back, and it was never corrected.
Okay.
Most, and probably from how Prim they were describing the place, most of the poor folk don't even know that the hidden coin exists. It's more of the wealthier folk. When you go into the back, there are two sturdy-looking dwarves who are currently guarding the establishment.
Okay, they're quiet.
When you walk
Are we
up,
talking?
one of the dwarves looks up at you and says, "Entry fee, please."
Yes. How much would that be?
50 gold pieces, ma'am.
50 gold. Isn't that a bit excessive for this time of day?
Well, you do get 50 gold worth in gambling chips.
Very well.
Alright. You hand him when you hand him the gold, you receive 50 gold pieces worth of gambling chips. And when you walk in, there are a bunch of some not so busy. It's not that busy, but there are people playing, beat the bank. There are some slot-like machine matching games, 10 Dragon Ante, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll also give myself, let's see, what would be useful for this? Because I don't want to try to cheat, but I do want to try to read people. And that would be insight. So I'm going to give myself, I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on myself. And cast, which one is it? Owl's Wisdom. So I have advantage on wisdom checks.
Okay. Alright, you can give me a perception check to check out the clientele and what people you may find interesting.
Okay. Well, thankfully I just gave myself advantage. Oh, wow!
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was a natural 22. That wasn't even advantage fanciness.
Okay. Alright. So, there is a female dwarf. Short black hair, slightly round face. The thing that's interesting about her is she has a symbol of Moradin on her, which is you'd think would be a kind of unusual for a very religious person to be here in a gambling hall.
Nah.
There's also a dwarven individual, long straight red hair, green eyes, pretty beefy build. He's on the larger side. He's dressed very well. And he has currently a large pile of chips in front of him at the craps table. And there's a human in here as well. Looks also very well dressed. Chatting it up with the dealer. And the most unusual person you think is in here would be the... So this person has... I'm trying to... It's a tabaxi.
Okay.
He has a rough pattern gray fur.
Mm-hmm.
He's slightly bow-legged, and he's chatting it up with 2 other dwarves in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And they're laughing. They're very clearly drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the female dwarf with black hair with the symbol of Moradin, the large, portly, red-headed dwarf, a female that's well dressed and chatting it up with the dealer, and the tabaxi who is talking to 2 dwarves.
Okay. And they're all separated from one another. None of them are at like the same table together.
The 2 dwarves are currently at the same table. The human and the tabaxi are separated from everyone else.
Okay. I'm gonna take my chances with the human first.
Okay.
So I'll sit myself down at her table.
Okay. The dealer says that the buy-in is 5 gold. So the 5, bet's 5.
Yep.
All right, and he passes out some. You guys start rolling dice. And when you sit down, the dealer starts doing his job. The woman, smiles at you and says, "Lovely day we're having here." And she has a sizable pile of chips in front of her.
Yes, it seems you're doing quite well.
I'm doing all right. This is pretty usual for me. Ariana. And you are?
Seraphina.
Seraphina. Lovely to meet you.
You as well.
Her last name is Grande.
But she's actually really tiny.
Damn it.
So, in Nortec for business or pleasure, if you don't mind me asking, dear.
Just a bit of pleasure.
Well, unfortunate you came around this time with all the this Vanguard business happening. It's such a tragedy, of course.
Oh, I heard. It's absolutely dreadful.
Yeah, you see the dealer nod as he, passes the cards.
I haven't heard too much, but the only thing I've heard is that it's gone.
Oh, yeah. And the dealer is, nodding quietly. I will rate. Well, I'm dice. We're playing dice. Sorry. All right. Yeah, that's all I've heard as well. Luckily.
So it's craps. It's literally just luck.
Yeah, it's just literally luck.
I hate craps. I hate craps because it's luck. That's why I also don't like roulette. Anyways, besides my gambling habits.
I was about to say, and now we've learned something about Mallory.
All right, let's see. Fever 5. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I heard it was a quaint place, surrounded by mountains. Very beautiful. I was thinking of, taking some time to visit eventually, but now that it's gone, I mean, we should, who knows what could happen. Should stay clear, I think.
Yes, I would imagine so. It's quite unfortunate. I was planning on traveling there next.
Oh.
I haven't ever been to the Dwarven lands before, so I wanted to take a little tour, hit up all the main spots.
Well,
though I hadn't heard much about Vanguard other than while they were if Mallory's remembering correctly, they were very fine craftsmen.
Yes, very fine craftsmen. It's a mining town. It would probably be impossible to get there at this point. I'm here, like some of the guards were talking the other day. I hear there've been a few rock slides that have made the roads a little hard to travel through.
Oh, well, that's no good.
No.
And how will the guard be able to get there?
They're probably gonna have to move the rock by hand unless, they have something to remove it by. And the dealer said they might try to use explosives if the piles are small enough, but not if they're gonna trigger another slide.
No, very true. So you'd think they'd have alternate routes to get between their cities.
The dealer, he's participating in the conversation as he's watching you guys roll your dice. They do. It's going to take them a little longer to get there. I think they just want to get there as soon as possible. A lot of our iron came from Vanguard, actually, the dealer says. We could get it from other places, but a lot of our forces also are currently are en route to the Elven lands because we're helping those bastards for some reason.
Oh, that's quite harsh.
Well, they've never been the most friendly of folk. Even... Oh, he looks at you.
Oh, it's quite all right.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't mean to. But in the past, the countries have kind of been a little frosty.
Yes, I am aware. That's why I'm trying to stay a bit conservative while I'm here.
Well, at least, you're not calling me half pint or something, but...
No, why would I ever do that?
I've had elven customers do that before. Very rude.
I have very good dwarven friends. I would never do that.
Ariana. You see Ariana is thinking. I know Ariana says, I know the Leonians have, griffins. Do you not have anything of your guard have nothing of that sort? And the dealer was like, the hippogriffs probably aren't strong enough to carry what we need, the supplies that we need. There might be a few that have scouted ahead, but I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything other than the guards sending as much help as possible, but they just started their journey from what I've heard, so.
There are no airships that you could contract?
He rolls his eyes. Yeah. Shadowheart is going to really donate his airship for this cause.
Well, what does that mean? Is he hard to talk to, or is it too expensive?
Ariana shoots you a glance. Shadowheart he's a difficult man, especially when it comes to being charitable. And if he already has business to do with his airship, which they tend to be really in demand because there's so few that exist, then I don't know if he'll, unless the government's going to give him a large chunk of money. That's what I've heard, says Ariana.
This Shadowheart sounds like quite the character. Where would he normally hang out? Isn't the quite right word? Where does he normally spend his time?
Shadowheart is usually, I know he has a home in the, let me see. Shadowheart's usually... I know Shadowheart has a home in the trade ward. He has a house there. So he'll probably be there, but he's not usually the
I muted myself. That's why I'm asking questions and you're not responding. What did you say? What ward was it? Because you just trade ward. Okay.
Ward. Yeah, his house is in the trade ward.
And is he also a dwarven fellow,
yeah.
or?
Yes, he is a dwarf. Ariana's like he is a dwarf.
Are you from around here, Ariana?
I do business with the craft guild once in a while. I sell silks. They produce their tailors produce very fine clothing.
Oh, that sounds absolutely wonderful.
Yes, my family is one of the few. I don't know if you've heard of my last name, the Ashglades.
Damn. Can I make some kind of check?
Yeah, you could make probably a history check.
Okay. That should not be an advantage. So it should be 15.
15?
Not 18. Yeah.
All right. Since you know you do a lot of shopping and clothing, you know the Ashglades are one of the few families who know how to make silk from worms. So, yeah. We make a lot of silk and we sell it to the some of the dwarven craftsmen here in Nortec.
Well, that sounds very interesting. I do enjoy myself some shopping for the finer clothing.
Well, we do have some of the finest. We do make some of the finest silks around, and we do offer a variety of colored cloth. More than our other competitors. That's why they do business with us. But yes.
That sounds lovely. You know, I actually have a friend who is going to be getting married soon. I'm not exactly sure when the date's going to be set for, but might be interested in setting up an appointment if you do so.
Oh, well.
At the very least, shopping for the fabrics.
Okay. Well, if she needs, if she needs a good amount of fabric, she will write down the address of what region would she I was going to recommend one of my maybe close
Leona.
Valido. I usually my family usually works in the capital there.
Yes.
Okay. She writes down on a small piece of paper an address. I don't have one of my business cards, but if you need silk, you can speak to my brother-in-law, Angus, and just let him know that you spoke to me and what you need, and he can probably help you.
That sounds wonderful. Truly dreadful, everything that's been going on in the capital, don't you think?
Yeah, Angus, one of his warehouses was torched, so it's going to be a little while before we can restock and make sure that the new warehouse is rebuilt. Well, our new warehouse is built, but, it's slow, it's business, it happens, it's dreadful, but luckily my brother and his in-law and my sister, they were fine. They were...
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
at least everybody's safe.
Yes, they were outside of the city. I think they were doing selling some fabrics to a noble family. I don't recall which, about some event. But, yeah.
So, tell me, am I up or down?
Roll percentile for me.
Sure.
You're down.
Okay. Down how much?
You're down 5, so it's not bad.
Okay. Down to 40 then.
Yeah.
Well, Ariana, it was absolutely lovely speaking with you,
So
but
good.
I don't seem to be having much luck with the dice today.
Well, and yeah, she just made some more. So, yeah, well, you win some, you lose some. Some lose more than others. Unfortunate.
Yes.
Alright,
You have a lovely day.
you too.
I'm gonna work my way over to the table where the 2 dwarves are.
Okay.
Or am I? That seems boring. I'm gonna go talk to the tabaxi.
Okay.
That's talking to the other dwarves. But we've been on me for a while, so we can flip to somebody else.
Melanie
And while we do that, I'm gonna grab something to drink.
Okay, Melanie and Tilda, what are you guys doing? Are you guys going to go back to the coach and pony? Are you guys going to go to the craft spire?
Yeah, I think we were just gonna head back to regroup. I think we'd kind of done what we needed to do.
Yeah. If there was no other trails for oh my god, potions. You know, no other threads that we could.
We've got a couple now, don't we?
We do. We have plenty. We do have 5 regular potions and 1 greater. So that's, 1 regular potion for each of us, which is probably adequate.
Some of us already have some, so.
Exactly. I do have some. I'm just one of those people that, like, in a game, I will hoard potions because you never know when you might need them. And of course, you need them. And I need them and I don't use them.
Well, no, of course you can't use them. Then you might not have them when you need them.
Exactly.
I keep needing to buy all these Phoenix Downs, because what if I have to use them on the boss battle?
Yep.
I don't know the reference, but...
It's Final Fantasy.
Okay.
You end up with, 57 Phoenix, revivifies, essentially.
I always do that with bosses in video games too. Like, I hoard everything, and then I have, great, I have 50 elixirs. Why? I didn't even use them in the final boss. This is okay. Or a million revives in Pokemon. Okay.
Yeah. So that's just who I am as a person. So I'm like, 5 potions. Oh, that's not enough.
Right.
Regular potions. Ugh. But if you guys think it's okay...
Oh, I think we're okay.
I think we're okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess we will just go and regroup.
Okay. You guys go and regroup. Rain and Prim. So Ferris won't be available... Well, Ferris won't be probably available till night. Was there anybody else you wanted to talk to?
Well...
I mean...
So if he's not going to be available, Prim, do you want us to go back and wait? Or is there anyone else we should talk to?
I mean, we could try and go and talk to Kindred. I just don't know. I'm sure he'll know plenty, but I don't know if it's going to be helpful.
Are you worried you know things you might let slip out that you don't want us to know?
They don't know that we know that we don't know. Right.
I can't remember.
Prim seems worried about him knowing something, and that seems to me. Terrain, I should say. You never know with these fuckers now.
Yeah. Look, I just...
And Prim has been so secretive. Rain is wondering if he knows something. That's where
I haven't got anything against Dayun, and I haven't got anything against the temple. But I think that sometimes you should keep your nose out. You should keep your nose clean. Keep your nose out of other people's business.
And how did you come to this life Philosophy? Did someone stick their nose where they shouldn't?
Personal experience.
Alright.
Look, if you really, once we're done tonight, if you really want to know, I'll tell you about why I was so loath to come back to the Norte. If you haven't figured it out already. All of you are smart. I wouldn't put it past you.
Well, it'd be interesting to hear the tale. You know what you should do if you really want to drive them. That's just tell me, and then we'll just keep it between us.
I can't imagine how long it would only stay between us.
What secrets has Rain told to anybody? Rain is so...
And Prim, taps the side of her nose, and she says, I think you might end up telling Miss Melanie sooner or later.
Rain's kind of I don't know if that's... we don't talk that much.
Well, it's not kind of relationship, is it?
I don't know if it's any relationship at all, to be honest, but we're having fun in the meantime.
I think that if you like her and she likes you, it's something worth pursuing. I think that you're cute together. And I think the world needs more love.
You're very good at this, Prim. We were talking about you, and now we're talking about me and Melanie.
I have no idea what you're talking about. It's just walking down the street.
It's just
I love it. I love it.
So I guess Prim is gonna try and find Kenred.
Okay.
Temple of Ioun.
Yeah, Temple Ioun is very. It's in the lore. It's still in the lore ward. I think it's in the lore ward. It is in the lore ward. All the temples are in the lore ward. Temple of Ioun is smaller than the Temple of Moradin and the Temple of Pelor.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yep. Well, yeah. Yes, it would. It is...
Well, at the very least, being smaller than the Temple of Moradin in a dwarf city, you know.
Yeah.
If it was bigger, I'd be like, okay.
You know that the temple has a small library and a large meeting hall, Prim, where the Ioun's faithful meet and debate and share academic discoveries. When you go to the Temple of Ioun, you open the doors, and there, reading a book on one of the pews is a familiar-looking gnome who his head pops up as soon as he hears the door opened. He grins.
It's Deacon.
He is just as energetic as you remember him being.
Oh fuck, is it Deacon?
No, it's not Deacon.
Okay.
This is Kindred.
Okay.
And Kindred says, "Welcome to the Temple of Ioun. How can I help you?" Prim?
Hello.
Prim?
Hello.
It's been a while. You didn't visit what?
5 years, yes. It's been a while.
Are you back in the Garrard, or are you here for a visit?
No, I'm not.
Oh. Well,
I'm here with some friends, and we're on our way to Vanguard.
Oh. Then you must have heard what happened to Vanguard. Oh.
We've heard bits and pieces.
Yeah.
We've been going around trying to figure out if anyone's heard more.
I see. He puts his book down. Well, and I assume you've come to... He gestures to the Temple of Ioun. To see if I had any more information.
Well, this is the House of Knowledge.
It is indeed.
Facts or truth, we're interested in both.
Okay. Well, why don't you come? Would you like some tea? Sorry. I'm Kindred, and he puts out his hand to shake yours, Rain. It's very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet friends of Prim.
Pleasure to meet you too, Kendrick.
All right.
So...
And what does this man look like? I mean, I know I'm not there, but...
Yeah, he is a gnome.
Okay.
He has dark brown hair, and he wears very simple robes with the symbol of Ayun around his neck. And he has, he's always, Prim, you remember him as a person that always was smiling, who was always very enthusiastic. Whenever, adventurers would, go to his temple, he would keep them there for hours because he wanted to hear about their adventures in dungeons and in strange lands. You also
I remember him keeping me for hours.
Yes, you do remember
asking the uncomfortable questions.
Yes, like what does the inside of an elemental look like, or something of the sort. You do know that he has a peculiar way. So he is one of the few clergy in town that can raise dead. Which, of course he will charge them for. But he's been known to do it for free if they can offer a particularly fascinating account of their demise.
I love it. Amazing.
And he's done it on occasion.
Okay, so any death that starts with, so there I was, barbecue sauce on my titties. That's for free.
Or barbecue sauce on my titties, and I think, again?
Or it starts with, so there I was, swallowed by a froghemoth.
Barbecue sauce on my titties.
Barbecue sauce on my titties.
And I think, again?
But he ushers you in and brings you to to the library, where he has table and chairs set up. I have tea. Would you prefer an alcoholic beverage, or I have wine?
Some tea would be fine for me, thank you, Kindred.
He makes you some tea, and you miss oh my gosh. And you miss Rain? Wine, tea? Okay. He boils up some water and starts making tea and pours the cups. Alright, so you're looking for information on Vanguard. You probably know that the town, from what I've heard, doesn't exist anymore. Is there anything else you know besides that?
I saw the crater in the center.
I was aware of the crater.
I saw the buildings on fire. I saw no bodies in the crater. Just nothing. I don't know anything that could do that just casually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I heard a kitty.
Yeah, I heard a kitty too.
That was Martin.
Oh,
I'm Martin.
Hi, Martin.
Martin.
Does Kindred have a cat?
Yeah.
Martin
I love the name Martin. It's such a good name.
Martin is meowing and purring because Martin is a social eater. And so anytime that he wants to go and eat, he wants me to supervise him.
Oh, that's so adorable.
which is why his food is directly next to my bed and my desk and
Sorry.
Nope.
It's okay. It's okay.
We always talk to cats. That's just a
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what could just casually do that sort of thing. Is that a powerful wizard? A dragon? A giant?
You see, Kindred looks very thoughtful at this. Well, judging by what I've heard the surrounding area looked like, I had a few theories myself. But they are just theories, and I would actually have to see the region in person. But I do have a few theories. and none of them are good.
I'd be pleased to hear what you have to think, what you have to say,
Well,
what you're thinking.
this relates to one story I heard long ago. When I was and that was probably roughly maybe 200 years ago. So while I was studying back in Gendighton, I had heard that the gods had destroyed towns and stories for that they for some reason the wrath of the gods was put upon them, and that when a town fell out of favor with particularly vengeful gods, a comet was thrown down upon the town, and the town was literally disintegrated.
But what could a vanguard have done to fall out of favor with the gods? It's a mining town. They don't even mine silver or gold, they mine iron.
I know, Prim. It's just a theory. Maybe... I don't know. I haven't heard anything from... I mean, I've heard, news from Vanguard, but I haven't heard anything that would cause me to raise any eyebrows. I mean... Maybe it had to do with I don't know. There are giants in the region from time to time.
I mean, wouldn't rule out the gods, but in my experience, the gods are usually an excuse for men to do what evil they would otherwise not.
Well, this isn't the first time that giants have been mentioned. It's also something about undead giants in the region.
Undead giants?
Some fellow out there killing giants by himself.
I hadn't heard about that, though. That's interesting. In the mountains? Like, near Vanguard?
I think that's what got said, yeah.
Yeah, if I remember, I can't remember his name, because...
Albert.
I was on my laptop and was not keeping notes. Yeah, it was like up in the northern part of Ironfast. Like I think near Garrard, maybe? It wasn't near Vanguard, like where the basically clan of giant killers are. Is that correct?
The Ice Anvils.
Yeah,
Ice Anvils, yeah.
The Ice Anvils took care of the giants in the north, but the southern region was Malbert's territory.
Yeah, and it was just that one dude.
Yeah. I haven't heard of undead giants, but if you're talking about near the northern region where the giants would show up, you might want to talk to Ferris. And reason I say that is because... him and I would... we had our midnight discussions. You saw me at the Broken Tower sometimes.
I did.
Every week.
I did.
On Sundays.
Yes. Normally around 8 o'clock.
Yes. Well, we were talking about ruins in Nortec and around the region at one point, and... He did mention that there was an old ruined temple in that area, but we just talked about ruins. We didn't go into the significance of those ruins at that time. And then I remember leading the conversation about the digestive system of stone giants, and then we talked about that for a few hours. And then that led into the digestive system of white dragons, and that went on for a few weeks. And then after that, we went into the digestive properties of basilisks.
I give Rain a look.
And then
Pregnancy down.
And then that went into wyverns. And then after the wyverns, we talked about the dinosaurs of the wild, and he didn't know much about them, so I started giving him everything I knew about, the ankylosaurs and the Tyrannosaurus rexes.
But Ferris would know a little bit more about.
Yes.
Perhaps what's going on in Vanguard.
Ferris might know about the temple if you think those things may be linked.
We're grasping at straws at this point. Anything is possible.
Yeah, and might he know anything about dragon cults? Cuckoo. I can't do a pigeon.
Oh wow, the metagaming pigeon came into our game as well. How did that metagaming pigeon get in here?
It just gets everywhere, man.
Pigeons get everywhere. They're terrifying.
I mean they are sky rats, so.
There was a mention of you were talking about undead giants. Someone was talking about a legend of an undead dragon.
Oh, you mean Calistrax? Yeah, that happened.
Oh, you mean this? That we've had to pull teeth to get the information about? Yeah. I know all about him.
Well, Calistrax was in prison roughly 300 years ago.
It was just interesting that it came up because we recently had some run-ins with some dragon cultists.
Oh, he said dragon cultists. Gets out of the book. What kind of dragon cultists? What did they do?
I give him a brief overview.
Okay, he starts writing.
And describes some of the things I translated from the journal, and just try to keep him interested in and so when I heard about the dragon, of course I made me think of the dragon cult, and maybe it's not related here, but could be.
That reminds me of the group that was here about 35 years ago. There was also a dragon cult that was in Nortrek about 35 years ago. Tried to, I spoke with the adventurers who actually put them down. They were attempting to turn Calistrax into a Draco Lich.
Again? This has happened before? It was only 35 years ago? What the fuck?
Really?
Yep.
I know the
character question?
Yeah?
Was this in your former campaign?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was your former campaign.
Holy shit. We get all the original ideas. Nothing's reused for us. Not at all.
This
I
is
don't
different.
think any of them are still around, are they?
Everything is Shakespeare.
And Shakespeare often copied as well. Anyway.
But yes, about 35 years ago, I had the privilege of speaking to a fellow Ayu Knight, who was part of this adventuring group, who helped stop a catastrophic event of a three-headed dragon being turned into a Draco Lich. They also had discovered that the wards of a particular undead entity were coming loose, and we had to re-strengthen. Well, the Temple of Moradin had to re-strengthen those.
35 years ago wasn't that long. Any of those adventurers still around?
Let's see. There was
Makes you think about this.
there was Castle. If I remember correctly, there was a druid named Winnow. There was the fellow Ayu Knight, Kasov, a dwarf. There was a odd half elf named Ramus. There was
Oh my god, Ramus was from...
I know!
Ramus.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
There was a warlock fella. There was this
Wow.
That's insight.
That came out of nowhere, so I didn't have time to. Very sorry.
That's so aggressive.
Oh, that's the sneezing.
So
goat.
aggressive.
I don't even have my mic like all the way near my face. So I was like up.
I'm
by
glad, because that probably would have scared the shit.
I'm very sorry, guys. That just I didn't have a warning.
Were you exercising a demon?
Yeah. Kelly says that I sneeze too loudly, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, you don't have to yell when you sneeze, and I was like, I don't know.
That's what my grandma does.
super
She
How are
yells
you
sneezes.
How are you supposed to sneeze any other way than how you sneeze? You don't have any control
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah.
I also tend to like if I were at the table, I try to hold it in and I go and like it just like where like you swallow it, and he keeps telling me that I'm gonna explode my eyeballs if I keep doing that.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's give yourself an aneurysm. I don't know.
It's one of those.
Why not both?
Exactly.
Por qué no las dos?
Anyways, back to
Sorry.
Right. Sorry.
There was a human named Kevmorn. Yeah. They,
I
they
thought you were
came-
gonna say
Loved
Kevin.
him.
I was
He
so
made
excited.
Yeah, they were here about 35 years ago. Stop the dragon cult.
Go rogue?
I guess that's why Ramus knew all about fucking dragons.
Ramus was the rogue.
Oh, he did say that. Did say that. Shifty bastard.
He describes what Ramus looks like. It sounds like Ramus, except Ramus has a beard now.
I like how that's the only thing that's changed.
Yep.
Well, half elves do age very gracefully, so.
Exact same guy with a beard.
He was a little
Took him
slow.
35 years to grow.
He was a little slow.
He is a half elf.
He was a little on the slow side. I didn't. He said yeah a lot. He was very cheerful.
Sounding very, very familiar.
Have you heard from him? Have you seen him?
Yes.
I don't.
Yes, we have.
Yes,
You should tell him
I think.
Well, tell him Kendra said hi, and thank you for that skin tag removing ointment.
What?
The skin tag removing ointment.
All right. I'll pass it along.
Thank you.
I'll make sure I get some.
Well, I still he gave me the recipe and I brought it to one of the alchemists and it works great. But yeah, he was a very nice fella. Couldn't help me with my the digestive system of the purple worm. That was later. Another adventuring group told me about the internal anatomy of it. Finally settled that bet. 6 stomachs.
I'm curious, do you do any work on reproductive systems?
I do. I'm very interested in all types of anatomy. Actually, he gets out a book and he goes. There's like sketches and
Christ.
sketches on.
Figured it out.
on
Oh, I guess we now know why Prim is just like, good God, why do we have to talk to this man? He just never shuts up.
of a cow and everything from a cow to a wyvern.
Have you ever seen a manticore?
I haven't. I haven't been able to.
Have you ever seen a manticore's testicles?
That's where the lead up was going.
That's one of the things that I need. Like, I have requested the carcass of a manticore so I could get measurements, but I have not been able to get those measurements. Apparently,
Buddy, have I got something for you? 'Cause
Oh,
just so
Jesus.
happened.
Okay, so you know when you loot a really weird object in the beginning of an RPG and you're like, don't worry guys, this is gonna come in handy. I just have to loot this object, it's obviously important. This is Rain's moment.
You know, it just says quest item, and you're like,
What quest? I haven't even gotten the marker for this yet, but okay.
whatever, I'll save it. Mark it as do not delete. And yes, this is very well preserved by the local tanner, and she pulls out the manticore.
he looks at it and
I've said that more times than I could ever believe I ever would.
I know.
He
It's
looks
great.
at it and is like, is that the scrotum of a manticore?
Prim
Slayed
gets
him
up as he
myself.
starts walking away.
Fascinating. May I? He puts out a hand. May I promise. I'm just going to take measurements. I will
Prim
not.
just leaves.
I mean, this thing is very useful. It's literally gotten me laid.
1 second. Hey, sweetie, can you feed the cats?
What?
Can you feed the cats?
Feed them?
Yes. Sorry. He takes it and he starts, just does a quick sketch. Takes out a piece of measuring tape from his desk and gets to dimensions, and he writes down the dimensions. Perfect. This could possibly help me with the other things I need. Okay.
If you'd like to stay just for a little while longer, you can send it to the coach and pony tomorrow by runner. That's
Oh.
I really
fine
should
with me.
make a purse out of that thing.
Oh, well, if you absolutely don't mind, Miss Rain, I would love to, maybe get make some more accurate sketches of it. Perhaps, I'm trying to, and he flips his sketchbook, and so I was working on the internal the workings of the reproductive system of manticores, but
Has Prim walked all the way out yet?
Yeah, Prim's gone.
Is there
But-
anything you can tell me about Prim? She's been a little tight-lipped.
Oh, dirty,
he
dirty,
blinks.
dirty.
Well,
I mean, she saved my brother. I feel real
I left
forward.
Prim's backstory slightly open-ended for a reason. You can do whatever you want with it.
well, I don't know if I should. She's such a nice woman.
She is. She's saved my brother's life.
Well, let's just say something happened that was very unfortunate, and I personally think that she was a scapegoat. I'm not going to say anything more than that, though.
I can understand that. I'm not one to judge either way, but well, this has been most entertaining.
Oh yes, it has. I will send this. I should be done with this by tonight. I'll have it. I'll have a courier send it to the coach and pony, to you. And yes, thank you
Make sure
very
he
much.
announces it loudly when he arrives.
Will
And
do.
get
Will
up and
do.
leave.
Will do.
Thank you for the tea.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope the information I provided was of some use.
We shall see.
Okay.
And I'll exit and follow quickly after Prim.
Okay.
She's just waiting outside, like, leaning against the outside door. Like, just literally outside. Right outside.
That thing has been so useful.
You
I'm
really
such a
should just make
variety
a
of...
purse out of it.
But if I had made a purse out of it, he wouldn't be able to get accurate measurements.
I mean, forgive me if I don't think that that's a good thing. I suppose I just don't understand why the reproductive structures of the manticore need to be studied.
Well, maybe they'll want to breed him, and that's probably not a good thing.
No, that sounds like a terrible idea.
You never know. Did I tell you about the owlbear we adopted once? And we
Off topic, I just listened to the podcast with not murdering a baby manticore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, that did happen.
Yep.
We murdered a pregnant manticore.
Yep.
True.
And murdered its fetus too.
Yeah.
I made sure of
Specifically,
that.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
I did
harsh.
not want that thing coming after us. We
Uh,
killed 3 manticores that day.
But did you only get experience for one?
Only one person here can answer that.
Yep.
How much XP for a fetus manticore?
Moving on. Atari, you are chatting it up with what's his face? Hold on.
What's his face?
Okay.
Well, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to play a game, like the table that's closest to where the tabaxi and those dwarves are chatting, and try to entice them into also joining me at the table. Because it seems weird if I just randomly approach them, be like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And I also want to try to win some of my money back.
Okay.
So for two birds, one stone.
So it's a 10 dragon ante table, so it's a card game table.
Sure.
And then you hear
at least it's not dice.
Then you hear the tabaxi saying to the dwarves, and then I say, "That's a nice porcelain mask," and then the dwarves start laughing. And
sounds like one of Melanie's stories.
And they start laughing, and he's patting on the back, and they're all drinking white wine, and they chat for a few more minutes, and he says, "Well, and he says these chips are not going to spend themselves." And it's like, "I will speak to you later." And he goes over to the card table
that I'm at.
Yeah, you're at.
Thank God.
And he, it's a.
Nope, just walks around you.
It's a 10.
I mean, he definitely could if he wanted to.
I know.
But then I was going to try to convince him to sit with me.
Okay, and it's a 10 gold buy-in. And
sure.
He puts 10 gold in, and you did too, and he's
like, I will do the same.
And the dealer says, 9. Say
9.
Say 9. How are you doing? It's like, doing good. Doing good, Willie. Doing good. And he looks at his cards. I will raise. And he looks over at you. Well, hello there. I don't think I've had the pleasure of seeing you before. 9's hummingbirds. How are you doing?
Good. And yourself? Seraphina, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Also, I make an insight check to see if I can read his facial expression as he raises.
Okay.
I mean, he's a cat.
Wow, that's a poor.
Yeah, even with
very poor.
Advantage for some reason.
Well, because I have I have my enhanced ability.
Oh.
Yeah. You get the feeling that he doesn't really have a good hand right now.
Okay. I will also rate. Well, what's my hand looking like?
Your hand is looking like. You got You have a pair of kings. In the equivalent, I would say.
Yeah, I will also raise.
Okay. It's lovely to meet you, Seraphina. I mean, such a beautiful woman as yourself. Are you alone in this fine, lovely city of Nortec?
Actually, I would happen to be solo traveling.
Are you taking in the sights of this once great necropolis?
He sounds like Dracula. Yes, I am. I'm taking a bit of a tour of the dwarven countries. I've never been myself. Well, dwarven countries, dwarven cities.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you. If is Nortec your first stop?
It is.
Well, let me tell you. If you have the chance, you should go to Teagan. They have one of the best, I personally think, breweries in the region. And maybe take a trip to Lyre. Their seaport is absolutely breathtaking. And I know you're probably only doing cities, but Ormek has this one of the nicest, most I think it's one of the most beautiful displays of gem work that you'll ever find. I mean, the things their gem cutters can do is stunning, and it's fascinating to see their work, at, to watch them as they work.
Well, I was looking for somewhere to make my next stop, seeing as, well, it's unfortunate what happened to Vanguard.
Oh, it's absolutely dreadful. I mean, if it still existed, I would say take, the view of the mountains with the town in front. Stunning, beautiful. Even though it's just a mining town, I'm the type that finds beauty anywhere, and the people, the culture. Their smiths were very good at working with iron and converting it to steel.
Do you know what happened there?
Oh,
I just heard it's a big crater now.
That's what I've heard too. I heard that rumor has it that after the initial, whatever happened, there were flocks of birds that flew towards out of that direction. Some people think Idra, some of those birds came to Idra's tower too. First time in Nortec, so you probably don't know who Idra is, I assume.
No, I do not.
She's she's a nature woman who lives in a tower in the let me actually.
Is she the one who, if we went to go talk to her, we would be judged for doing it?
She's judged by the dwarves because she's a dwarf and she's a weirdo.
She's a nature woman.
She needs to be a stone woman.
Pony. Was it in the Westgate Revenue Hall? I think she is Ice Tomb, Iron Tomb, Trade Bank. I want to say she is in the... Oh, there it is. She's in the Lore Ward, where all the temples are. Can't miss it. Always has a million ravens hanging around her tower, and some of the folk around here, it's superstitious. Ravens usually come bad omens, but I personally don't believe all that stuff, unless you're harking back to some of the older prophecies in early history. But yes, that's a bird.
So she might know what's going on then?
I mean, if you believe the rumors that she talks to her birds, possibly.
Well, I've seen a lot, so...
So, I mean, other than that, I'm not sure. But you know what I think happened personally?
Sure, what do you think happened?
It's the tieflings.
Wow. I just give them kind of a blank stare. Oh, really? And
yes.
Why would that be?
Well, it's obvious they're all, in cahoots with each other, planning to destroy the world.
And tell me, Nines, what is it exactly that you do in Nortec?
I am glad you asked. I am a...
Zaitari is fighting against herself so hard. So hard.
You won't even believe that's what I have written down.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, there's nothing wrong with it.
You now see that he's wearing a red hat.
Says make Nortec great again.
Yep. We just gotta build a wall, keep all the tieflings out. They won't corrupt our society. Anyways. What does Nines do?
I'm looking for the description of where he works.
Also,
You're a
what
manager.
the fuck kind of a name is Nine's Hummingbird?
You don't even know the rest of it.
Like,
Well,
why would you
Don't
have...
Tabaxi name themselves after their favorite thing?
Sometimes they also have like that kind of name where like you take an entire phrase of where you're
Yeah.
from and
Oh
then
yeah.
Laura Spire.
My Tabaxi from my other game was named Once Bitten, Twice Lucky.
That's funny.
I am an actor. I
Oy.
am employed in the Oak Hall Theater in
I'm
the Lore
offended.
Ward.
I am deeply offended.
The Oak Hall Theater, you say?
Yes.
And where's that at?
In the Lore Ward. You can't miss it. It's what's the description of it? It is a wooden building. There is a colored a purple colored swirl that's painted. Unfortunately, the new theater order is a tiefling, so I can't really.
And what did you say the name of this place was?
The Oak Hall Theater.
Oak Hall. Okay.
Yes. Until I can
She's
get.
like, I'm writing this down. I'm gonna dox this asshole.
Oh yeah.
Get
I
him
have so many
fired.
plans. Oh yeah.
Before that, it was, the theater was, employed by an artiste, a visionary, Veldria, but he has, long since passed, and now Xerex currently owns the establishment.
Sounds lovely.
It is.
And what kind of performances go on there? Is it just plays, or are there also musical performances, dancing, things like that?
Occasionally there will be dancing. The majority of the performances are plays. He
I thought those filthy dancers in to make a lot of
Xerex
money.
tends to be he tends to like listening to adventurers. He gets some of his inspiration from for plays from that. But yes, it's very.
Dude, do I have a play idea name for you?
But yes, the Oak Hall Theater is where some of the Sens get their entertainment, other than he gestures to the hidden coin.
Well, it sounds very wonderful. I'll have to take some time out of my day and check it out.
Well, you should. Yes.
I don't think I'm going to get any more information out of this guy. So I'm going to play for another 30 minutes
Okay.
and try to completely trounce his ass.
Okay. You will win 36 gold over the next over the course of a few games.
All right.
That was
Perfect.
36?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just sounded like 3-6, and I was like,
Yeah.
well,
Sorry.
do you mean 6 gold, or?
Well, you win some, you lose some. But if you do come by the Oak Hall, I could perhaps get you discount tickets. The full name is 9 Hummingbirds in the Rain.
9 hummingbirds in the rain.
Yes.
Makes a big difference.
Yes. I had
does.
9s. I had 9s hummingbirds, not 9 hummingbirds.
No, it was 9s.
It was
That's what
9s?
they said.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that is what he said. All right. I wasn't quite sure. Well, it's been a pleasure, 9s.
All right. And
Yes.
all right. Do have a wonderful day.
You
drop
as
the
well.
skies and lick him.
No. Mm-mm.
Headbutt him.
I think I've gotten pretty much everything that's useful that I can get out of here. We probably definitely need to go talk to Indira. I super want to go talk to this Shadowheart guy to try and get him to take us on his airship so we don't have to walk. And I have a plan involving Tilda about this fucking Oak Theater, this bastard Nines. So I'm going to make my way back to the tavern where I'm at. We're all going to meet up.
All right, you guys make your way back to the tavern. Eventually, you guys have brooches. You can coordinate. But yeah, you guys all meet up at the Coach and Pony Inn.
I'll order us all a round of drinks as we sit at our table.
Okay.
So, how was everybody's activities?
Oh, Rain. 4 + 1 arrows. And I just kind of like poke them into the table so she can take them. Oh, no, I don't. We're in an establishment. I'm just going to hand them to her.
They're lovely. Thank you.
Are those arrows or bolts?
They're bolts.
Bolts. Sorry.
Bolts, yeah. Well, in the end, I suppose we did retrieve some potions.
Without any incidents at all.
That is not true.
I say that it is. It's your word against mine. Okay, it's true. There was an incident. A little one. Very small.
Not so small, actually.
What am it's too small around here.
What'd you say?
I just look over to Teagan. Teagan, dear, what exactly happened?
He put.
I thought shopping would be nice and relaxing.
He put his head in his hands. He
Look, you made Teagan cry.
He's not crying. He's just like,
I think he's
oh
laughing,
boy.
but it's probably at me, not so much with me. I might have maybe tackled a dwarven gentleman whom I thought I was being told was being a suspicious little fuck that we needed to apprehend, but I sort of misread the situation, and he was actually just somebody that we wanted to ask a question to, and I think I might have made him pee.
Well, did you bite him?
No.
Well, then I don't see the problem.
Okay, good.
The problem is that she tackled him in a very crowded store, and I had to pay damages out of our group funds.
Which
Melanie.
I paid back.
Yes, she did. But
And what
if
exactly
I'll-
was this dwarf doing that made you so suspicious of him?
He was buying a lightning resistance potion.
And
So a
How
man
does-
in a shop was buying a perfectly reasonable purchase.
what?
all I said was that he was buying a lightning resistance potion, and I mentioned that the dragon, whatever his name is.
In my defense, when I was listening to that during our other game, I actually, not Melanie, me, I thought you said he bought, quote, all of the lightning resistance potions. And so
No,
I
the
was imagining
last
he
of
had,
it.
yeah, I was imagining he had like a handful. Oh, I'm obviously up to something. Why do I need 6 lightning resistance potions? So, there's that. It is much more suspect for a person to have 5 lightning resist potions than for somebody to have 1.
I mean, I agree with you, but
All right, well, I guess that happened, and we're very lucky that Melanie was not arrested, right, Prim? I don't know how strict
Right.
guards are here, especially when you just tackle random people in a shop.
We are very lucky.
Have an entire episode of getting Melanie out of prison.
I am honest to
Right.
God shocked that is not what we had to do.
You are very lucky that the people that you were dealing with were very understanding.
I don't know that the dwarf that I tackled was very but I think he was so frightened of me that he just didn't press charges.
He started crying, says Teagan.
Melody!
Stop crying. I also thought he was an old man, but it turns out that dwarves can just have white beards. At any age, apparently.
Oh dear. Well, did we at least get everything that we needed shopping?
I'll pull out the potions. So I already have 2 potions in my possession. I'm fine.
I am fresh out.
Let me see how many I have. Oh. Now these are all regular healing. The 2D.
Yeah, we've got 5 regular healing potions and 1 greater potion.
I have 2 regos.
I have 3 regular.
I have 0 any healing potions.
Alright, so toss at least 2 to Zaitari.
I will tell you what I have as soon as my dumb thing loads.
I find it loads a lot faster if you just instead of popping it out of the window, popping out in the window, just double click and keep it.
Yeah, I have 1 regular healing potion.
Okay, so toss at least 1 towards Prim as well. So that leaves us with 2 to split up, and a greater potion. Personally, I think. What?
Melanie
I was checking to see if that rolled anything. It doesn't.
I think Melanie should probably have it, just because she gets up into front lines.
That's fair. Okay.
And I punch dwarves.
And tackle them. Yes. And make
Actually,
them
I did
cry.
not. I didn't punch him, actually. Okay, so that was... that's the 44 one, right?
Or we can give it to Rain, because she's she can easily get around the battlefield and shove it down people's throats if they go unconscious.
That's true too, but I also have a 50-foot flying broom.
True.
Or rather, a flying broom with a 50-foot fly speed.
Yeah.
Because
it's just that rogues can disengage as a bonus action.
Yeah,
so.
that's
Bicycle
true.
built for 30.
Yeah, exactly. It's a freaking bus. It's a bus. Sorry. Bicycle built for 30.
It's okay. I found your broom. It's all right.
Oh God.
You sure would look sweet on the seat.
A bicycle built for 30.
Alright, so I took 2. Prim's gonna take 1. I say we keep the other 2 just in group reserve.
That's fine.
That's
okay,
fine.
So are we leaving the greater with group reserve, or am I taking the...
I think Melanie should take the greater one. I mean, worst comes to worst, I can pick it up off her body and shove it in.
That's fair, yeah.
True.
Okay, so Melanie takes the greater. In that case, I think...
Well, give 1 to Teagan.
Why?
So we can have it if he's the only one left up.
I mean, is he coming with us? Really? Like,
I mean, are we just going to leave him in Nortec? Yeah.
This is
Are we just going to leave him in Nortec?
I don't know. I just... Usually the DM finds a way to, like, separate us from...
The extras.
It kind of makes sense for character to give him 1, I think.
Yeah, I mean, give him some Kool-Aid in a vial, because we know he's not going to really see combat, and he doesn't really need it. So I vote Kool-Aid.
This is definitely a potion. It smells a lot sweeter than a potion.
I mean,
berry juice.
To make it easy, he says he already has one, so he doesn't.
Okay.
Great, thank you. That's wonderful.
Yeah. I just want him to have at least
Can
one.
we borrow that, Teagan? Free!
We need to-
Happy to give you back.
It's like,
to it.
yeah, it's like when, you know, you're at the beginning of Dragon Age Origins and you got your people who you know are going to die to you know,
You gotta
You
steal all
take
the stuff off of them. Yeah.
yeah, so you like unequip everything because you know they're going to die soon, or they're going to leave the party soon, like in other RPG games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
This is
I strip them.
interesting to know.
I strip them every time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You gotta make sure that they go drink from that chalice 100% in the nude.
Straight up nude. Also,
Yep.
the one
Important
guy,
part of the ritual.
what's his face? Coward man. He
Oh
just
yeah.
pulls
man,
his sword
yeah.
like right out of his butt. He doesn't like you take it all his stuff, and he's just like, "I've got a sword anyway." And I was like, "Where did that come from, buddy? I've got all your gear."
Anyway, so Tilda will say something about she probably doesn't need another healing potion because out of character, I've also got the wands of healing word and cure wounds.
yeah.
Which is really useful for you to have, because you can move around and
yeah,
bonus action us.
exactly. Although cure wounds is considerably less useful these days, as
True.
Yeah.
I'm usually using my action for something else, but it's still good to have around just in case.
Mm-hmm.
It does a little more oomph for yeah, anyway.
We need to build a tiny construct that will just use the wand of cure wounds on us.
Teagan!
Aw.
No,
Teagan,
no,
would you mind
don't
building
bother
us a
Teagan.
robot?
Don't bother Teagan. He is currently working on a cannon that shoots swords that explode, and we need that.
And after we get that, we're going to need the thing that uses cure wounds for sure.
That's true.
Can we just build a companion cube from Portal?
We'll name the cannon Fluffernutter.
By
Oh,
the way,
God.
yes, did you guys watch Critical Role?
We fluffernutters.
I haven't finished
Yeah.
it yet. I have not finished it yet, so
I'm so behind. Someday.
I've been listening to the podcast while I do chores, so
yeah.
About halfway through, I said, wait a minute, we've done the fluffernutter.
I was
basically.
totally having flashbacks to our time at the.
Oh God, we did! Holy shit!
wait,
I
what
forgot.
was the Fluffernutter, and when did we do it?
Actually, you weren't there, Mallory. I mean, you were, but
I thought I was, because didn't we explode a barrel of
Yeah, she was there
gunpowder?
for that.
I remember
She was there when we
exploding
came
a
back.
barrel of gunpowder.
yeah, you weren't there for that.
Oh.
I mean, I presume we told you about it. And it was
Literally the mission before you joined.
yeah, before you
Mm.
joined us.
Okay.
But yeah, when we were in the Manticore cave and we took out all the kobolds by
Oh yeah,
rolling a barrel of
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's
stuff.
why I'm remembering it, because Bryn wanted another barrel of gunpowder to do the same thing.
The
Well,
alpha
and
chat
we
said
did-
that's actually a nutter better. It's not a fluffer nutter. It's a nutter better. Because
The-
it's all different.
And we did actually explode a barrel onto that ship that one time, so
Yeah.
that might be what you're thinking of.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of.
But yeah, we
Yeah.
rolled that barrel down. Oh,
and
That
you
was good
took and
stuff.
I'd rolled a natural 20 on my divination rolls that day, and you asked to borrow it,
yep.
which was good because I think you naturally rolled a 1
Yeah.
firebolt.
It was either a 1 or really low. It was great. Oh, such a big explosion. Cost so much money.
Yep.
Good times.
So,
Anyways.
you guys are
I
discussing
was
what
totally having
happened.
flashbacks to that. Sorry,
It's fine.
during that whole.
We did manage to get some information today.
Oh, so I was thinking, Mallory and Prim, why don't you, Mallory and Heather, why don't you each take one more
Okay.
from
The potions.
regular healing potions? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Let me get a 3 then.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So,
So now almost everyone's got 3 potions in some capacity.
Yes.
And as we're relaying all our information about what we've discovered, I, of course, talk about my new exploits in academia.
Yes.
My
Ugh.
furthering science.
Yep.
Prim is rolling her eyes so hard.
So I met this lovely tabaxi at the gambling hall who hates
Oh.
tieflings and thinks that the reason why Vanguard
this
was
to your
wiped off the
face.
map. I have the hat of disguise. I looked like an elf.
Motherfucker, where's my thingy?
And he thinks the tieflings are the reason why Vanguard is destroyed, so sorry. I guess.
I don't think you
I
sound
mean,
very
Well,
sorry.
Well, this makes our job much easier.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that there's a number of people who are like that.
Well,
Why'd you do it?
Here.
Zaitari, why'd you do it?
I just cannot stand iron. It's so cold and not pretty. So
That's
I needed to
fair.
make sure it was wiped off the face of the planet.
Tilda just kind of thoughtfully interjects here and says, "Didn't your friend Grella hate iron too?"
Ugh. I was joking,
I know.
was being
darling, I'm
sarcastic.
teasing.
but yes, I don't think she liked iron. But 9 Hummingbirds in the Rain was his name. And he very thoughtfully shared with me.
And I've got 4 names.
He very thoughtfully shared with me where he works, which is a
Don't forget you
theater
have a banana
called
Danish.
Occult Theater.
Oh. Did you
The
eat the
proprietor
mochi?
is a
Okay.
tiefling.
It's okay.
Said he's
Was it
very
good?
disappointed about
Okay.
that.
We can't
And he's
simply burn the place down, then.
no, and he's also an actor. So, here's my thought: we need to stay in this city for one more day, because
Why?
Tilda, this involves you. I think you'll have a little
Oh.
bit of fun. I would like you to be my agent and book me a show for tomorrow night.
Interesting. Is that all? Is that the entire plan?
Yes, I want to rub it in his face how good I am. And he will be there to see it, and I will headline. So you need to fight for me to headline.
Oh, okay. There's more details.
Yes.
Well, you know, if we end up the heroes of Vanguard, and
Yes.
have a great performance, do that afterwards.
This is true.
Even more primo.
This is true.
I will admit that it's as much as I do enjoy a good petty revenge, and actually am planning one as right now.
As we speak.
As we speak, there is one going on kind of in the mix. I kind of feel like we should, do the thing that we're supposed to do first, and then come back and fuck this guy over. Also, I think that this will be even more of a slap in the face with a cold salmon, because it's like, oh, what? I forgot that even happened. That's a saying, by the way.
Yes, definitely, Melanie. Very astute of you to remember that old, very well-known saying.
An old tiefling saying.
I will say that another day will give us time to go and talk to Faris.
Could we
Yes.
talk to Ferris tonight and then leave bright and early in the morning? What time is it? Like, DM, what time are we talking about right now?
You probably get it's probably around 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Oh, we can go see her tonight, catch some Z's, and leave in the morning.
No, wait a second. Ferris is
Ferris
The
is the
ghost.
ghost.
different than Indira.
Indira
Yeah.
is the druid.
Yeah,
Ferris is the
Indira-
ghost.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that we definitely need to go talk to Indira. I think there's going to be a split the party thing because
Again.
yeah, because
Because.
yeah, I'm getting back into Zaitari's voice. So, I learned a couple things at the gambling hall. One, we definitely need to go talk to Indira because I'm fairly sure she is probably a druid and can actually talk to birds. And birds from Vanguard came to her tower, so she probably knows what happened. So we need to go talk to her for sure. Second, Ferris is probably still a good bet. Third, there's a dwarven man by the name of Shadowheart who owns an airship and is in town. I can go speak to him. Since I will be able to find out where he lives, because I can talk to people very easily. And they like to tell me things.
I really hope it's her husband.
Tilda, this is a fun little tidbit of information for you. I met a lovely woman by the name of Ariana Ashglade. Her family knows how to make fine silks.
Do I know this name?
You probably do. She was one of the few silk vendors that she has sewed fabric for gowns among the nobility in Leona. So you've heard her family name at least in circles.
Okay. So, what exactly does she sell? Does she sell the material? Does she sell gowns?
She sells the material because she was one of the few people in the world whose family knows how to make silk.
Okay.
So silk is super rare?
It's a process.
Okay.
It is a process.
And yeah, I just watched a video on how you can make a silk mattress, like a silk coverlet, and it was very involved.
You met an Ashglade?
Yes. Apparently her brother Angus operates out of Valido, and if we mention her name, we'll get a discount. Also, their warehouse is in shambles, so if we can pull some strings and get that, process going along a bit smoother, we might be able to get a nice discount for your wedding dress. Well, not the wedding dress itself, but the fabrics for it.
Tilda is like, you can see the wheels turning, like trying to figure out. Okay,
Smoke coming out.
Fuck you! I have a 22 intelligence. I'm practically a machine. The only reason I would be smoking is
because some hot ideas.
Functioning. Yeah. Like if I. And she kind of mumbles, all right, if I send something to Theo, he can talk to the queen, and she can get the harp going. I think that could be arranged.
And because it's the fabrics, not just the wedding dress, but the bridesmaids' dresses too, wink. Because you are going to need a bridal party, right?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, darling.
Well, at the very least, remember your good friend Zaitari who gave you this tip. So that she can get a deal on the silks as well and make herself some fancy dresses.
I will keep my friend Zaitari in mind.
Okay. Thank you. Anyways, I guess we should split up how we're going to be tackling the evening.
Why?
No, it's me. It's because I'm messing with Luke. He's such a good boy, and he's just.
Oh, I thought you were
real
laughing at the
befuddled.
tackling.
No.
Which was the
What is the
unintended
good boy
phrasing.
doing?
Okay, so you know that thing where it's like a wheel that has the ball in it and it goes around.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he really loves it. He loves it a lot, guys. And so he gets really concerned if something happens to it. Like if I put another toy in it, he gets really upset. And so I just took a sock and laid it over top of the ball, and he got really he didn't know what to do with himself.
Oh no!
Yeah, he got really concerned. So
Why are you taking advantage of this special needs child?
I honestly I don't know if he loves it when I do this or if he hates it. but he gets really excited and he pounces and stuff, so I think he might like it. I can't tell for certain, because, but he just gets very concerned. I put it back on, and he's trying to figure out a way under that sock. Could he pick up the sock? Yes. But instead, he's going to dig under the sock.
This is enrichment.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. I was just laughing because he was bobbing his head up and down like he was some sort of weird fish. Okay, so I would like to go talk to the druid. I don't want to go talk to a ghost, thank you.
Like a catfish.
okay, so we have one person volunteering to go talk to the druid.
I'll go and talk to Ferris. I think
I'll
if
go
anyone
talk
would
to-
be good at me, it'd be me. Good at it, it'd be me.
I'll go along with you, darling. Prim,
She's worried I'm going to tackle the druid.
I just do not want to go on another adventure with Melanie, to be completely and totally honest. Like that.
Aw.
Well,
How-
Tilda doesn't.
How
Are we doing
about
a two-way split or a three-way split?
Well, how about Rain and Melanie go talk to Indira?
Like I say, yeah, we probably should have put Sakari and Rain on the same team. 'Cause even though I'm not the greatest soccer, Rain's pretty good.
Yeah. Melanie and Rain, Prim and
Are
Tilda
you
will
saying
go.
that Tilda is not a good talker?
As good as me? As good as Rain? No.
Well, fuck you.
And then when I get
Anyways, Prim and Tilda will go talk to Ferris the ghost, and I can take Teagan and go find the Shadowheart guy and try to convince him to let us use his airship for just a day.
Is
So
it a
we're
day trip
splitting-
to Vanguard?
I don't know. We'll find out. I'm assuming that it's only a day. That's what Zaitari has in her mind. It's like, oh, it'll be fine. We're just going straight to Vanguard, and then you can poof, just drop us off. You don't even have to take us back. One-way trip. So,
don't even have to stop. We'll just jump out.
yeah, exactly. We can cast Featherfall.
Just slow down a little.
Tuck and roll, Grandma. Tuck and roll.
Yeah, Tilda can, fly on her broom and be totally fine.
Get out me car.
Broom, broom, I'm in me mom's car. Broom, broom. Anyways,
Oh. Look. I can't remember. This is ketchup.
Yep.
Ketchup. Hi, ketchup.
he looks pissed.
He does look pissed.
He's not
but
pissed.
Ketchup?
He just hopped in himself. He hopped in my lap himself.
Mm.
Ketchup does not look at all like I thought he would look like.
What did you expect him to look like?
I expected him to be, like, skinny and, like, blonde.
Ah. Well, he's a very fat boy.
Is French Fry kind of skinny and blonde?
He is tan. Oh, he's also not skinny at all. He's also a fatty.
Oh, that means they're well taken care of.
Chunky cats.
They're very chunky. French Fry's the one that'll actually come after me for food.
Like, threateningly?
He'll go behind my computer chair and he will put his paw on my arm and try to scratch it.
Hmm.
Cause he's like, feed me,
A
feed
little
me,
jerk.
feed me, please.
Feed me.
Ooh,
Oh, this is a
let's
good
see.
picture I took the other day.
Feed me, Seymour.
He's not skinny.
Oh, look at him.
Yeah, I think I've been getting French Fry and ketchup mixed up.
It's okay. It happens all the time.
Because I don't think I've ever seen a picture of ketchup. Only French Fry.
Ketchup used to freak me out because I used to live in the house with like a long staircase, and he'd be at the top of it, and you couldn't see his eyes,
Oh,
and it'd
Yeah.
be dark, and I'd be like, "Why are you doing this?"
Leia, when we first moved here, she liked to lay on the top stair. and be invisible like that. So
yeah.
I know where you're coming from.
Anyway.
Alright, so Mel and Rain are gonna go see Idra, and Prim is gonna turn Tilda is gonna see Ferris, and Teagan and Zaitari at night are gonna go see Shadowheart.
Good try.
Okay.
See how it goes.
We're splitting up the way that we've split up the our room arrangement.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, 4 of you are in couples. And basically,
True.
Rain and Melanie are a couple, and Satari and Teagan are a couple, and Prim and I are technically the 6th wheels.
You're a frupple. You're a friend couple. You're a frupple.
Does not sound appealing.
No, it doesn't.
Isn't Frupple
No.
the name of the Sesame Street character?
I have no idea.
I don't think so, but
It is now.
anyway.
Yeah, the friend couple. Okay, so who's going first?
I would probably, since we heard from Zaitari just from the casino.
Yeah.
I would
Go ahead.
say...
You can do whoever else.
Okay. Let's start with Idra actually, since she's.
As we're following the directions to where we're supposed to go, in this town could be undead birds.
I would rather it was not undead birds. I don't particularly like undead things. There's a lot of them all over the place.
I mean, not that most people don't have problems with undead, but is there any particular reason?
I am just a staunch believer that once you die, you should just be done. You shouldn't wander back and get into nonsense anymore. It's done.
Does that make it a one and done type of thing? You don't get to come. I mean, if you die, should I be resurrecting you, or you don't believe in that?
Oh no! If you're resurrecting me with everything in there and everything, that's fine. Don't just be like, well, she's done, and toss me out with the garbage, please. But if it's like, well, I'm gonna bring her back as a ghost and a zombie because I get 2 pieces, ha ha ha. Don't do that. I will find a way to haunt you. Very much.
Don't tempt me.
Yeah, that would be the weirdest threesome in the world.
Oh god, the things we talk about.
True.
Okay. So you eventually find Idara's tower in the lower ward. Just as you are walking up this 3-story tower, there are bats flying out from the roof, you think? Or somewhere beneath a roof? Just some bats. The lights are on in the tower. It's a regular granite.
Is it a bat signal?
Oh
No.
my god.
No.
It is
So-
now.
I'm ashamed of myself.
Don't
Is
be.
there like an obvious way we're supposed to, announce our presence and such?
Yeah, there's a door with a knocker.
I shall knock.
All right, the knocker is in the pattern of some vines tied up together. You knock a few times, and you hear some noises coming from within the tower, and you hear footsteps. And when the door opens, this half-elf with short, straight black hair and blue eyes peers at you. She has like a dark chocolate colored skin, and she's pretty short. She's only about maybe 5'1", 5'2". She's like an oval plain face, and she has this gnarled staff that looks like it's a polished tree branch, and she says, hello? Can I help you?
Yes, hi. My name is Melanie, and I am, this is my friend Rain. We would love to talk to you about some things. We would possibly come in?
Yes, of course. At that moment, there's a light breeze and a very large bird lands on her shoulder. It looks like a owl with two tufts of feathers. Looks like he has pointy ears. Yes. Hi. Hi, Arnold. Don't mind Arnold. I think he's hungry. Yes, come in. Do watch the first step. The first step is block is crumbling a little bit. I've been meaning to get that fixed. So just step over that, and her voice echoes. And would you like tea, alcohol? I don't have much in the spirits department. Just one of the beers the dwarves often serve in the bars. I don't go out much,
I won't impose.
but I do have lots of tea, lots of herbal tea.
Do you like wine?
I do have some wines. I have some fruit wines.
I asked if she liked wine.
Oh, I do like wine.
Well, you might be interested in this. As for some of your trouble, and I pull out the bottle of Algor Red.
Oh.
I got a lot of wine. I'm just giving it away to anyone who wants it. Comes free with purchase, basically.
Wine would be great. Would you like something to eat? I'm sorry, I don't have any. I don't have any meat, but I have plenty of root vegetables and fruit.
Yes, tea would be good. We don't want to impose too much upon your time. We just have some questions to ask.
Okay. She leads you to a very small, modest sitting room. There are shelves of crystals and dried bark and driftwood everywhere. And there look like there are a few sleeping sparrows in the room as well. They look like they have their own little areas where they sleep for the night, and they're just dozing off. You do spot a few mice in the room as well, sleeping in the corners. And she, puts out a table. She she lights a lantern, and she sets down some tea. Looks like a rosehip tea. And she pours some for you guys and puts out some dry biscuits and says, so I assume you know who I am since you came knocking on my tower. Sorry, the heater just came on. And there's a cat in my lap, so I'm trying to maneuver where you don't hear it. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
My name is Melanie Vapund.
I'm Rain. We're adventurers, you might say.
Okay.
Specifically, we are here on our way to Vanguard.
Oh, you must have heard then. I see. Okay.
And we heard from, I want to say
everybody that I talk to animals, and I'm a strange person who goes into nature.
Well, actually, I didn't really take any stock in that last part, just the talking to animals. But we heard somebody say that they thought they'd seen some birds come here from Vanguard. And, on the off chance that you did have any communication with your birds, which, again, don't find strange, just severely useful, we would love to get any information that could help us help Vanguard.
Okay. Well, you must understand that when I do speak to creatures, but I don't, the dwarves, the dwarves of Nortec, they want me to use them to, scout out bandits, but I don't want them doing that because it takes a lot of time out of, feeding and hunting, so I don't want to impose them. It takes a lot of energy to keep up, especially in the wintertime. But yeah, Vanguard, I I do have a few birds that came from Vanguard recently. Um, she gestures to a box with a blanket covering it. Uh, some that actually came in with some injuries, and I did speak to them before I let them sleep for the night, so I can tell you what they told me. I don't want to wake them up. I think it took a lot of energy for them to even make it this far. Um, I mean, I could ask them in the morning too if you need more information, but I could tell you what they told me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anything would help us at this point. We really just need to try to know what we're up against.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I can definitely help you with that. Please realize some of these birds are not very intelligent. I mean, if it's one of them was a raven, but the other two weren't very helpful. If you know. Okay.
Oh, I understand.
Yes. So the raven, a good, nice fellow, told me that there was, before the destruction happened, he was probably a half-mile away from the impact. That's how he hurt his leg, and he cracked his beak. He saw a split in the sky that grew larger, and he saw a few of the dwarves get thrown into trees, and the noise reminded him of rocks falling, and he told me the ground was shaking. So it sounded like a large impact of something. There was a boom after the shake, and he told me that's what leveled the ground around where the impact happened. So we're probably talking about something that came from down at a high speed and high impact, and there was maybe a shockwave of some sort. The blue jay and the cardinal couldn't tell me much, or couldn't really offer more than what the raven had told me. They cried about being thrown to the ground, and barely made it there here themselves. I had to use a splint to hold their wings. Bird bones can be very, very fragile, so I'm very surprised that they made this far themselves. And some of their friends had died when the impact happened. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So that's what the raven saw, and the cardinal and the blue jay couldn't offer too much help.
And you said that they're all sleeping currently.
Yes, they are diurnal, so they tend to be awake in the morning, early morning. So they'll be up at possibly 4 o'clock, or sunrise. Although sunrise tends to be later in the fall and winter, so around 4 they should be awake, and I'll probably be up and feeding them and making sure their wounds are healing up. All right.
based on when the birds arrived, well, do we know when this happened, roughly? Is that information we already have?
You probably got it the day it happened.
Okay.
So
All
it's
right.
probably been, this is the second day. Because you traveled, well, the third day, because you heard when it happened, and then you left 12 hours later, and then it took a day and a half to get here. So about 3 days, I would say.
Rain, do you have any questions?
I don't think so. Just if they say anything to you before we get back, we can be found at the carriage and pony. So, that where we're?
You mean the coach
we-
and pony?
Yes, the coach and pony.
Okay, yeah. Yes. And your
Right.
name is Rain and your name is Melanie? Yes.
Melanie.
Do you think there's anything you want me to ask the Raven when he wakes up? And if he has more information, I could probably head to the inn myself and leave a message.
Yes, actually. It would be useful to know if he possibly saw anything large or strange flying in the area.
Basically,
Any time
Any
in the
unusual creatures.
Unusual
Yes.
creatures. Okay.
in the couple days leading up to the incident.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely ask him that.
Or people, if he interacted with them in town. My old boss Finley used to have a raven. Almost every day he'd bring him at least 1 or 2 gold pieces from people that weren't paying attention.
Okay. I can definitely ask him. I'll let you know if he has any additional information.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. It's terrible what happened. I assume that, I mean, these 3 were very lucky, but I assume many creatures in the area passed on after that happened.
Most likely. Now, just on the off chance, you yourself don't know anything about the beast feet or that other family that I totally remember.
The Beast family?
Frost anvils.
Frost anvil.
Ice anvil.
Ice anvil. Yep, that's it.
Do you know anything about those clans or?
The Ice Anvils, if I recall, usually are more north of here. I mean, they keep to themselves. I do know a little bit of the Beast Feet clan. Their clan traditionally, and the only reason I know this is because I've talked to herd family members before. They tend to sell pack animals to nobility and exotic animals as well. For some reason, some of these dwarves find caribou exotic to pull their carriages, which I don't really approve of. They are in the exotic animal business. What do you want to know about them? Like anything in particular?
When we were getting information about this issue in Vanguard, there were other things happening around, the same time that may or may not be related, and some of them were related to those 2 clans.
I see. Well, I mean, I don't particularly care for the Beast Feats because of their training methods. They can be quite cruel, and I don't approve of those methods at all. I've actually voiced my concern to the guilds, but of course they don't really listen to me. But I can ask the Raven if he had heard of animals being taken away from that area if you want me to.
anything. It is, as we said, there's not a lot of information, and we don't know how closely these two clans are related to any of this.
Okay.
I'm sorry for cutting you off, Rain.
I would say we know we're looking for information, but we don't know exactly what information we're looking for. Anything could be helpful.
Okay. I can also ask some of the bats that roost here when they come back if they've seen anything unusual. But they don't travel that far, not as far as Vanguard, but maybe if they happen to see people traveling at night or here, well, they have different ways of seeing. If they hear of anybody coming back late that is unusual, I can ask them. Their intelligence is also kind of limited as well, so unusual to us might not be unusual to them, but I'll try to be a little specific when they come back tonight after their hunt.
Wonderful, thank you very much.
No problem. I hope the tea was satisfactory, and I wish you luck in your quest.
Thank you.
I think we say our goodbyes and get the coaching done.
Oh, before you go, if you are heading to Vanguard, may I ask if you could inquire about something? It deals with there's somebody in the region that I actually know, and I do hope they are still alive, but well, there is a individual. His name is Regis Bristlebranch. He is a fellow druid like myself. He lives near Vanguard. I know he goes into the town from time to time to get supplies. But I just want to know, and if there's anybody still out there, I just want to know if he's alive or not. He's an acquaintance. I occasionally speak with him, but it would be good to know if he was still around.
We shall try to do our best. Is there anything on him specifically that might lead us to him? Just he's in the area.
He hosts a local game show called Who Wants to Be a Lots of Gold Owning Person.
Last I heard, usually he would be... My best guess is this is unusual. He's a beekeeper, so he keeps bees and harvests honey from them, and that's how he makes some coin, the very little coin he uses to live in the area. So you might ask the dwarves if he's been around lately. Like, the inns I know bought some of his honey, so if the inns in the area that were outside Vanguard haven't seen him lately, then I assume the worst has happened. I guess that's the only way to know he's alive, unless you want to go searching through flower fields.
We will endeavor to do our best.
Okay.
We will.
All right. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so you guys leave. So we will get to Ferris.
Huh?
All right. You guys head to the house, or what is known as the House of Memory. The dwarven ghost Ferris Stonescrip dwells here. At night, in the day, the half-ruined tower is filled with dust and debris, but at night, as it is now, it glows with a spectral energy, and phantom tables and chairs, along with row after row filled bookshelves, appear inside the tower. Prim, you know that Ferris died in an orc siege, but, you know, he lingers on, fulfilling his charge to keep records on where each dwarf who died during the siege was buried. You know that he writes notes in code, that he's the only person who can decipher it. So when you arrive at the tower, he is busy straightening out his ghostly books.
Mm.
And
Are they actually ghostly books?
they
Like
are ghost
see-through
books.
and
They are
everything?
see-through books.
Okay. Interesting.
And he is currently
I don't
taking
see you
down
that
notes.
every day.
And you know, he's just doing his work as you guys approach the tower.
Okay. So when we arrive, Prim will respectfully take off her helmet. And will sort of like knock on a door, like a door jam or something.
Okay.
To make their presence known.
Okay. He will, look up from his sorting, and he says, he goes down the ghost stairs. Goes where the door used to be, and he opens his ghost door. And he says, "Hello, what can I do for you?"
Oh, good evening, Master Ferris.
Good evening.
We've come to ask a few questions of you, if you've time to spend with us.
Oh, of course. Do come in. I know you can't sit down, but there is a perfectly good and he points to a clean cup of clean stone slabs that you could make yourself comfortable on. I would offer tea, but of course, he gestures.
Well, thank you much for the hospitality. All the same.
Indeed.
Now, what can I help you two with? I know you, Prim, but your name, please?
Matilda Persephone Adelaide Bernadine Galandra.
Does he know who the Galantras are?
Actually, what's...
Oh shit, he's old, he might.
He's pretty old. Leonan nobility?
As a matter of fact, yes.
I don't study that much, but I do recognize the names from my records. A very long time ago, I believe one of your ancestors may have been an ambassador. Do you still have the unicorn emblem?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Oh, interesting.
I show him my signet ring.
It's changed slightly over the years. Used to be a it used to be a standing instead of a rearing back. But I do like the design though. I have to keep I'll make note of that for an update in the records. So what can I do for you two? What are you looking for?
Master Ferris, have you heard of what's happened in Vanguard?
I have. Last night, that news, as I do, I hear from the locals what has happened. Nobody has come to me yet to have a discussion, as of yet. Probably.
I was wondering, perhaps, if we could have that discussion now.
Of course. I'd be very interested to find out what has happened to Vanguard, and perhaps what you're seeking from me will be useful.
All
right.
And I would like to describe to him in as great a detail as I possibly can everything that I saw when I scryed on Vanguard.
Okay. Okay, so you saw a crater.
And go into detail, describe the edges of the crater.
Mm-hmm.
Did they look like they were scalloped, or did it look like it exploded, or did it look like a hand came and scooped them out? Really get in there.
Yeah. He starts jotting it down, and he starts. Well, It hasn't been used in a while. Maybe. It's impossible. You'd have to be. You have to have power to near a god to do that.
Oh, you should elaborate. I'm not there, but I'm just tossing this out there.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, he's like you see the
Beg
gears
pardon.
turning.
Beg pardon, Sir Ferris.
Yes, Miss Matilda?
What wouldn't be possible?
Oh.
Because it's potentially possible.
Well, you've heard of spells, you know, from the first to ninth circle. Are you I mean, I know Miss Prim, you are, you know, deal with spells of the divine. Do you do spells of the divine or the arcane, Lady Galadriel?
Arcane.
Arcane.
Usually.
Okay. So you might know of this. Have you ever heard of a spell called Meteor Shower?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I assume. I don't know.
yes, you probably have. It's a very powerful spell. Only those of who are very, you know, powerful and with great knowledge can cast that. Well,
It's an 8th level wizard, guys.
well, there is a theory, and I've only heard it once performed, but it's a story that somebody was able to tap into the 10th circle. And this...
10th circle?
10th. And this spell, he had named it, this individual had named this spell Comet. I'll let your imagination guess what that spell did.
I don't think we need to imagine it. Darling, I think...
I thought it was a legend. It's for the story I heard was a legend. But let me give you the... I'll give you the details of the legend.
What the fuck?
Alright. There was an individual. His name was Seerdare, so I will spell out the name for you. Orina. His name was Seerdare Orina. He was a high elf that lived in Dorinathel. And this happened in a great war where individuals they claim from another plane came and visited the countries. These people were highly advanced in magic, in knowledge in general. After the war broke out, this archmage was said to use a concentrated source of magic to be able to tap in to the 10th realm of spells and use this particular spell. And where that spell landed, well, perhaps you can imagine the results.
Where is it said to have landed?
It is said to have landed. Are you aware of a city in the Elvenlands? Well, it is still called Briarthorn. This is where some of the most powerful mages once dwelled. It is between it's in non-Lyre, but most people will say it's more like they share relations with Duranthel and non-Lyre. It landed near Briarthorn. Not in Briarthorn, because the ruins of Briarthorn still exist, but there is a very large crater there.
Have I ever heard of Briarthorn?
You haven't.
Okay.
Actually, roll a history. I want to see if you might have.
Okay.
But I'm gonna, because I know I have mentioned Briarthorn before.
I feel like you have too, yeah. I mean, it's a shitty roll, but...
You vaguely recall it. It was a center of magic in ancient elven days. But other than that, you don't know much about it. A lot of the knowledge from Duranthel and non-Lyre, there isn't much knowledge that comes out of there, especially from history. And only somebody that's been around a very long time might have acquired this knowledge.
Okay, remind me, non-Lyre, is that... where do the High Elves live?
The High Elves live in Duranthel. Non-Lyre is Wood Elf country.
Okay.
So it's possible that legends may be true, says Ferris. And this is only, what books, and he gestures to his library that I had imported from Duranthel. Of course, there are long lost in the physical realm because of orcs, and he rolls his sighs at that.
Aye, but not to you.
I still know things. I still know him. So if you're dealing with that, then you're dealing with somebody with obviously a lot of power, or somebody who perhaps didn't know what they were casting somehow. I imagine it would be very difficult to control if you weren't knowledgeable.
Destruction of an entire town could have been an accident.
Possibly.
Given what we believe we're dealing with, I doubt it was. An accident, that is.
Is there anything else you wanted to ask me?
How's the guard doing, Varys?
Well, I know they had a cleanup not too long ago. Do you remember Thora Longhammer?
Yes.
Well, her father is now captain.
Right.
He's doing a decent job, but you know how the guild masters can be. They have many hands in many pockets. Always been that way, you've known that.
Know it well.
Yeah.
Can I do an insight check on Prim? Especially about the Thora Longhammer?
Yeah, sure. What are you trying to glean?
I'm just trying to glean, like, an idea of... I don't know, she just sounded... Like, I'm trying to figure out what that tone... She said that she knew Thora in a weird kind of way. Like, they might have history.
Mixture of anger and pride.
Okay.
But you know, Prim, the guards usually tries to stay away from me. They find me rather unsettling.
Didn't used to be that way.
Yeah.
It used to be that you'd be encouraged to use whatever you could to get things done.
Indeed. It seems these days, anybody who tries to stick their nose and find out more about things is just branded as a nosy busybody. It makes me sad, really. It does.
Me too, Ferris. Me too. Thank you for the information.
Yeah, and it does sound like you are going to Vanguard, so if you do come back, please, let me know what happened. I'd love to, write, transcribe this and, keep a record. Perhaps
I will.
Perhaps this may be a warning to people trying to use powers beyond their control, or
I'll see
summoning
if I can't find someone who's an artist enough that they can get a sketch of the crater for you.
That would be wonderful. I do appreciate it. You are always one of the good ones. And gives you a smile.
She still is.
One
of the good ones.
I don't doubt that at all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm just trying to get by.
You're doing all right. I have a feeling you're doing all right. Well, possibility of large spells. That's not unsettling at all.
I think it's something that we have to go and tell the others. Now, Tilda?
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Ferris, for your hospitality and information.
Pleasure. Do come around again. I do love to, next time when things aren't as foreboding. I do like to discuss history.
What does he like to discuss?
History.
Oh.
Yes.
Nice.
So, if you would like to stop by and chat again, I can provide the history, or you can regale me of what's happening currently so I can record it.
Wonderful. Sounds like a plan.
Do you have a good night?
I'll come back sometime and tell you about my couple of years with the Sisterhood of the Bold. That's a promise.
Please do.
She puts her helmet back on and starts walking out.
As we're walking away, I'm just gonna kind of quietly say, well, you were much more willing to volunteer information to him than you are to any of us. I'm teasing. Prim.
Oh, I think it's just you're not the first person who's done it today, and... Hey! Get out of the blinds!
Tilda, why are you getting the blinds?
I'm sorry to ruin a serious moment. But the cat's hang on, I have to close the blinds.
Yep, it's fine.
Stop it. What?
I'm just imagining us walking along and then, like, all of a sudden, Prim turns and, or the camera, turns and, hey, get out of the blinds. There's some dwarf stuck in the blinds of a window trying to, sneak into a house.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
The mood is ruined, but But okay. Take a deep breath. Okay.
All right. So
Prim says, you're not the first person to ask me today. Rain has already been poking and prodding at me, and
Well,
look
you
when
don't
we
have
get
to worry about Rain, honestly. I mean, she's the last one who should talk about secrets.
I kind of figured, but I promise when we get back, I'll tell you some of what happened to me.
When we get back where?
Back to the
Darling.
inn.
Wonderful. Then,
She seems resigned.
shall we walk a little faster? Or would you care to take your time?
We can keep going at the rate we're going.
I mean, it's a
It'll happen
lovely,
eventually.
night.
It's taking you for a 10-mile walk this time.
Yeah.
It is lovely. Cold. Forgot how much I missed the cold. If we walk a little slower, I suppose it won't.
Wonderful. Tilda is like desperately digging in her bag of holding for a shawl of some kind or something. Because, like, oh yeah, it's fucking shitty ass cold.
Oh yeah, it's like 30.
Fuck! And we're going slower, so it's not gonna be.
Nope.
Yeah.
So just running laps around Prim.
I know, right?
You people are babies.
I come from a warm climate.
Okay, Teagan and Zaitari head to the
where I think it was
Shadowheart house.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
gonna try to find it. What's that at? Trade ward.
Okay. So you come to the you could easily find the Shadowheart Manor. It's nestled in the trade ward. Try to find the description of it. There we go. Nestled in the trade ward, this large stone building is a 2-story building. Typical blocky dwarven architecture that you are getting familiar with, nestled between several taverns and shops. And the yard is pretty bare. There are a pair of guards at the front door watching you as you approach with a strange, questioning look.
It's like, what the fuck? Why are people coming here this late?
Exactly. It's like
It's not like that late.
No,
though,
it's
is
like
it?
8
It's just
o'clock.
like nighttime.
Yeah, it's
okay.
8 o'clock, 8:30.
Okay.
When you
So like after dinner, people like starting to relax. Perfect time to have people harass you. So
yeah, one of the dwarves, as you get to the door, he holds up a hand. Excuse me. Is Lord Shallowheart expecting you? Do you have an
yes, of
appointment?
course he is. Of course I have an appointment. Don't you know who I am?
No. I don't know who you are.
Well, I am Seraphina.
You got this. You got this. Keep going. Keep going.
I am
Hello.
Seraphina.
Just be like Cher. It's just Cher. It's just Seraphina. There's nothing else.
Seraphina.
Sarah,
Delantra.
yeah, just Sarah. I was gonna say it like Delantra, but
No.
I'm like, no, that's a name that I can't use. So I am Seraphina. You should know exactly who I am.
I've
I've had this appointment booked for months.
Well,
Isn't that right, dear?
yes,
I
of
look
course.
over to Teagan.
Yes. I mean, I expect I was expecting dwarven hospitality, but I don't know if we're getting that right now.
Yes, questioned by guards. I mean, I understand that it's protocol and all, but you should know who I am.
Well, I was usually when Lord Childheart has an appointment, I am notified of. We are notified as such, and we weren't notified as such.
Please do not tell me that my appointment was lost in the books.
Okay.
I swear that stupid courier always getting my dates messed up.
I'll make a deception check.
Sure.
I'll say you have advantage because Teagan's helping you.
All right. Hey, Tilda. Oh, you have to see me to use one of them important rolls, huh?
Yep.
Damn it. Okay, that's fine. All right, we're at the advantage. Oh, that's terrible. A 2 and a 4. I'm proficient in deception too.
He's looking at you. He's like, I will go see, and the other guard says, I'll go see Lord Childheart and
Just tackle him. You've got this.
I will go see Lord Childheart and see if he does have an appointment or if he knows of you, Lady Seraphina. And the other guard goes into the house. And Teagan is looking at you like, okay, what's plan? Like, kind of like, you know his looks at this point. He's like, okay, what's plan B?
Yeah, plan B.
And the guard's outside with you guys.
Plan B is I come back with a different disguise and a different name.
That is definitely a possibility because I can cast theming and make both of us look completely different.
Yep.
I have an idea for plan B, so he'll just have to roll with it. Obviously, I can't freely speak in front of this guard.
Right. The guard comes back, says, so unfortunately, Lord Childheart does not recall having an appointment, with a Seraphina. If you do want to make an appointment...
you know what I think happened? Seraphine is one of my stage names.
Your stage names.
Yes, I'm a performer.
Okay.
My name is Itari Zestaban. I am actually a hero of Leona. I would very much appreciate...
Oh my fucking God.
Yes, I'm using it. I am a hero of Leona. I would very much like to speak with your Shadow
How are
Heart.
you gonna prove this? How do you...
I have
Fancy
a fucking
fancy
medal!
Alright, roll a persuasion with disadvantage because they're kind of like...
I have the medal out.
You do
I have a business offer that he cannot refuse, and I would very much like for this appointment to stay for tonight.
I will have to say it's at disadvantage.
That's fine.
Because you've already tried to deceive him once, and he's not really...
12. Still both shit rolls.
So the other guard is like, it says, his secretary will be in the morning. You can book an appointment with her, and then Lord Shadowheart will possibly see you. He is a very...
It is urgent. I now start shouting, Shadowheart! Shadowheart, I have a business proposition!
Oh, no.
Have some fucking dignity!
Teagan's like...
Nope, don't have dignity.
Nope.
Keep going.
We have one night. We're either getting this now or we're leaving in the morning. If you don't want to
the
walk.
other guard says, "Oh, okay. Please, miss. Please.
It will take 5 minutes of his time to come and speak with me. We don't even have to go inside. He can come out here. We can talk in his hallway. I don't rightly give a crap anymore."
And he is going to. I think we need to, Miss Esteban, could you
I throw Teagan a look of support me. I'm getting angry. Say something.
like, okay, he is going to start insisting to the guards that they let you guys in. The shouting attracts a few more guards that have been patrolling on the sides of the manor. and they are attempting to escort you off the grounds.
Ah, these motherfuckers.
Major image, and then just break in.
No! Need to talk to him. Really? Is this really necessary? I don't need an escort.
Also, don't you have charm person?
I do. Kind of forgot about it.
You
I'm
are
gonna cast Charm
bored!
Person. I'm gonna cast Charm Person on the one guard.
On one guard. Okay, there's
Yep.
4 of them now. So which one do you want to cast it on?
Well,
the one that was talking
actually-
to you, or
Actually, I forgot. If I can get them in a cone, I do have Mesmerize, which is a 15-foot cone, and it can
Okay.
focus onto 3 creatures.
Okay.
And if I maximize it, wait, yep, 15 minutes. Oh yeah, it just becomes 30 feet. So I can do it on 3 people,
Okay.
or I cast Charm Person at, so I would need to cast Charm Person at 4th level, which I will do, and it will affect all of them.
So you're visibly casting in front of them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's
Oh.
not super subtle, isn't it? Well, it is. It's verbal and somatic. Yeah, I guess. Okay, fine. Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
This is so bad.
this is really annoying.
There's just a lot happening here.
Can I sleight of hand to try and make it look like I'm not casting anything?
Yes, you can attempt to sleight of hand.
Yes! Oh my god.
There are 4 guards.
So apparently we'll be rescuing Zaitari from prison.
Yep.
There are
This is
4
such a
guards,
bad
but
idea.
there are 4 perception checks. So
You just need to get in the door.
I just
Close
need to
the
get
door.
the door.
Lock them out.
Wow, that was
Oh my god.
What was the
There are
other?
2 14s, though.
Okay, so
Holy
yeah,
moly.
20.
okay, 20. All right. I need the stats of a guard.
I wish it could just prompt me every time, but I don't know if there's a setting for that in these sheets.
Okay.
Because in the old one there was.
Mm.
Okay. I have good news and I have bad news.
Ah, damn it.
3 of them didn't see you.
Of course there's one that did.
One of them did, and I can
Yep.
take the picture of the 20 if you want.
Aw, they got a natural 20.
The one got the natural 20. There was a 10,
Damn
a
it.
13, and 8 on the die, and then there's the natural 20.
Mm. Well, here's the thing. Does he
Dark
stop me
minus
from
1.
casting my spell?
He's gonna become aggressive. So if you're charming an aggressive target,
They have advantage.
They have
right?
advantage.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's still, like, the spell still happens. We shall see.
yeah, the spell still happens, but he will have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
But the other
Oh, my
three-
backup plan is invisibility.
Okay. Okay. So what's the save?
I believe. Let me just
Wisdom.
click it.
It's wisdom. Just give me the number.
It's a 17.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3. This guy gets advantage. Oh boy.
At the very least, I should have at least one guard on my side.
One guard's on your side. The other 3 are not.
Okay.
And they
Okay.
are now hostile, and they are attempting to apprehend you.
Mm. I look at the
Teagan.
other guard. What are your friends doing?
This
This is extremely rude.
is
I
very
didn't do
rude.
anything.
This is very rude, and I am going to go get Lord Shallheart. And the other 3 are like,
What?
what? So he goes inside, but the other 3 are apprehending you.
Okay. Well, while that happens, I just look at Teagan. I grab him by the arm, and
They
I'm
are
like,
apprehending him too.
yeah, I just hold on to him and I cast invisibility
Okay.
at 3rd level, so we both go invisible.
Okay, they are like, what the fuck happened?
Let's see, and then I'm going to use Thaumaturgy cantrip to cause some
Casting a spell.
She's in. Oh no.
some tremors. Oh wait, yeah, that's
you're
right,
not
I'm
gonna
invisible.
say invisible.
No, never mind. That's right. Should have done that first.
Yeah.
Well, it's fine. I'm invisible.
Okay, you are invisible. They can't seem to find you.
Okay. I just hold on to Teagan and I walk away with him.
Okay, you guys walk
Wait,
away.
the one guy said he was gonna go get Lord Shadowheart. You got what you needed.
He comes back out
mhm.
without Lord Shadowheart, and the other three
Oh.
guards start yelling at him. Like, what were you doing? He's like, she was so charming.
What? She wanted me to go get him.
Yeah.
It lasts for an hour, by the way.
Yeah, he's still like on your side, but the other three are like, "Are you an idiot?" And yeah, that's you hear them bickering as you leave with Teagan. Teagan says, "Well, that didn't go according to plan."
No. It didn't.
Maybe we should have found a popular dwarven noble and disguised as that instead.
I mean, that's still kind of an option because I do have seeming. But at the same time, I'm not going to be able to bullshit my way of being a dwarf.
Yeah.
I can change my voice a bit, but I can't do Irish accents.
What's an Irish accent?
What is this Irish you speak?
I can't do a dwarven accent.
I see.
There you go.
It's rather difficult.
Talk about your lucky charms.
Top of the morning to ya.
I'm offended.
Oh, hello. Or you could go Swedish. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. My name is Zaitari Esteban. I have an audience with Lord Shadowheart.
My name is Ulla Inga Hansen Benson.
I wish to book passage onto his airship. It's a very reasonable request. I'm very famous, you know. I'm a hero of Leona.
Jesus Christ.
You guys eventually meet up back at the inn.
Yeah, as soon as we're out of sight of them, I just drop the invisibility and I just put my head in my hands. I'm like, oh. You know, all they had to do is just believe my lies, and it would have been totally fine. I just needed him for 5 minutes. We would have given him a lot of gold to take us to Vanguard, so we didn't have to deal with this 100-mile walk bullshit.
Teagan, gently, pats. Normally you were very, very deceptive. Maybe you were just off your game tonight, and it was just a bad night.
I should have given myself enhanced ability. Totally forgot.
It's alright. It's alright. We'll just have to walk.
Maybe we can go speak to him in the morning. I can
Maybe.
change up my disguise. I'll try to get him while he's leaving. So maybe we won't leave quite so bright and early. We'll try to figure something out.
Okay, that sounds good.
Were you able to get your steel plate?
I was. I also got a few other items that might help us along the way.
So how are the plans going for the cannon that shoots swords that explode on impact?
Still sketching. Still sketching. Do you think she'll be disappointed that they're not swords? Or do you think she really has her heart set on swords?
Can they be spiky balls?
They probably would be better as spiky balls than swords.
Okay, well at least they're pointy. That's adjacent to swords.
Yeah. It might take a while to make this though.
Yeah, it would be perfect for defense of our fortress.
Yeah. That if I had time to, be at a bench and test some materials, I think I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you
I think it'll be a fantastic invention.
You guys eventually get back to the inn. You guys reconvene.
Okay.
By the way, Mallory, if you go to the little cog wheel on the character sheet and look under the all the way on the right hand side, it says advantage, that box.
Query.
Under there you can query. Click on that and you should be good.
Perfect.
It'll change. You can't use the
the little
normal
top thing, but
roll.
that's
Yeah.
perfect. That is
Things.
exactly what I need because I do it all the time.
Mhm.
So
There you go.
here we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's no triple disadvantage. No good for me.
You guys are back at the inn, at your table,
Mm-hmm.
reporting.
My meeting with Lord Shadowhair went perfectly.
Oh, so there's a ship to take us then. That's
Mm-mm.
marvelous.
Yep, nothing bad happened. No guards came. Did not have to make me and Teagan invisible to get away.
That is very specific for not happening.
Did not
That's
end up
precisely
in.
what I was thinking.
Listen, my definition right now of very well is we did not end up in jail.
Why would you have gone to jail, darling?
Well, after I tried to lie my way in, then tried to persuade my way in, I tried to yell my way in, and so some guards came to escort us, and so I tried to charm them all, but
Did you ask?
it didn't quite
let in?
work. Yes, of course I did.
I mean,
Did you try to just say honesty? You sometimes works. Tried
precisely.
it myself once or twice.
Well, we're going to try the honest route in the morning with a different look for me.
I honestly
guards should
think
not
that they might ask us never to come back to this city.
Well, they didn't see Zaitari. They
Oh,
saw
well.
the elf Seraphina, but they did kind of see Teagan as Teagan. So
I will not be well, unless you want me to accompany you under disguise, then I suggest I not accompany you as
You could just
myself.
keep you in the portable hole, Teagan.
Is that all I'm good for?
no,
Not
Teagan.
from what I hear.
We've barely been in the city a day. We've barely been here a day.
They're
Listen,
gonna
it
come
was-
to the coach
it
and
was-
be like, "Excuse me, sir.
Friend,
You have some
was-
people we need to apprehend."
It was just a couple guards in one specific part of the city. They only saw us for a little bit, and then woo, we disappeared.
Yet the rogue is the one that always gets blamed for these things.
I suppose it might as well
Do you
be.
say that?
Yes, I do.
Listen, it led to we had an interesting evening now, didn't we, dear?
Yes, we did. I had a very interesting day trying to get a woman off of a dwarf who she tackled and getting almost escorted off of a property.
Never a dull moment
Never
in our little group.
Never a dull moment.
I suppose it's rather good that I'll be telling you why I didn't want to come back to Nortec. And
Yes, I was just about to ask.
considering that you've all had some run-ins with the guards.
I think we'll be. But how did all of your information gathering go?
We didn't get a terrible amount, but we got some leads, kind of, that we could maybe use. If there's any more information, we'll get some around, 4 a.m. Perfectly reasonable hour to have a messenger come.
Tilda and I learned quite a bit from Faris.
Apparently, there is a 10th circle of spellcasting,
Oh?
which isn't terrifying and mind-boggling at all.
No, not at all. Not worrying in the slightest.
Nope.
And this Ferris has suspect that a 10th circle spell was used to destroy the town of Vanguard?
Cast a spell called Comet, no less. And
Wonderful.
destroy. vanguard.
Hmm.
He said we might be he said it was impossible unless you were godly. You had god-level powers. So apparently that's what we're investigating.
Could it also just be a whole bunch of high-level spellcasters?
I
And
didn't
not
ask.
just... Oh. Well, that is also a possibility, which either way, still fucked equally bad.
Indeed. To
Still
put it
fucking
crassly.
equally bad. Sorry, that sounded like a Brooklyn Nine-Nine thing. Oh, I think the next thing would be to go to the site of the calamity itself, eh?
Yes.
Oh, and on our way home, we did see a dwarf attempting to climb into another dwarf, I presume, home, and they were stuck in their blinds.
Oh.
Oh.
You just saw the lower half of a dwarf and kicking their little legs.
And where were the guards?
They were not around, so in fact, Prim had to yell at them. She suddenly barked out. It was rather
Well, I guess
effective.
it's that time of the guard, still coming back and being effective then, right, Prim?
I told you that you were smart. You were a smart lot. You'd figure it out eventually.
What? You've said a couple times that you were a member of the guard, haven't you?
She never has.
Oh.
Oh, we all knew that she was a member of the guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just don't know why
Why? Yeah.
you left.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think you have told me.
It's other people have said that you were a member of the guard then.
Mm-hmm. And she never has told anyone why she left.
No.
So you know that she is afraid of the dark, and afraid
Something about
of, like,
sewers.
Yeah, that specifically sewers was really bad for her. And that she left very suddenly, and that her family misses her, but she doesn't, she's afraid of bringing shame to them, and
Right.
that she doesn't want to show her face when she's here.
The hell did you do?
So are you kind of like that one character from The Fairly Odd Parents, the disgraced baseball player who always has a bag over his head?
Mickey McBadbat.
Yep, that's it. Damn.
I have never seen Fairly Odd Parents.
That is a really good pull. I never would have been able to come up with his name.
But I'm really proud of the fact that you did just pull that name out of nowhere.
Yeah. I'm very impressed right now.
I am as well.
The weird thing is that I'm struggling to remember his son's name. Is it Chester? Chester
Yeah,
McBadbat?
it is. Yes, it's... Yeah, I was like, it starts with a C, and yeah, Chester's right.
Chester.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm imagining that what you did to get out of what you did that you had to leave was kind of like that scene in Zootopia where they flush themselves down the toilet.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not actually imagining that. I just had to throw that out.
I think that we should get into the heavy backstory reveal when we aren't. This isn't late and we're all punched.
I was about to say, wouldn't it be funny if, Prim was like, and so I guess I should probably tell you why I didn't want to come back to Nortec, and that's where we'll pick up next.
It's just like a freeze frame pull to be continued.
Yeah, definitely. If I start saying now, then it's not going to be.
Yeah, it's like, so Prim, you said you wanted to tell us something? Da 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 da.
Oh man! Oh Jesus!
Okay, so yeah, it's like 12:30. So
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Yay! We
Yay.
successfully gathered information.
Woohoo!
Sort of.
Now stay tuned next week when bird messengers come.
Yay!
And testicle messengers.
And testicle messengers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And
getting my
Zatari
testicle back.
attempts again to...
I think somebody else should try to go talk to him.
I agree.
Because Zaitari did not go well.
No.
He might be more amenable to a Leonan noble.
Or the truth.
Or the truth.
The truth.
Yeah, well, come on.
Let's just wait for that truth bullshit. You know?
It's
We'll try
way
it if
more
we
fun to try and come up with a fake story and lie your way in.
I mean, I agree, but after the fake story,
After
does
that
not
didn't work, after it didn't work, then obviously, you know.
Let's have Rain go in and write the appointment in his book.
I mean, that is also another avenue that we could take. Just like we could also go into that magic store and steal that Staff of the Magi if we tried really hard.
I think that'd be hilarious, but I feel like the DM would probably throw some crazy shit at us if we did that.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't roll these extra stats for nothing, right?
No,
right,
no,
KK?
hey. You know, we do have somebody who's skilled in making forgeries. Wink, wink.
Oh, really? Melanie is good at doing that?
No.
Oh.
no.
There's maybe somebody else who can make forgeries. Wait, can't Rain make forgeries?
I have a forgery kit, but that's like for copying letters and stuff.
Oh.
Are you proficient with the forgery kit?
Yeah.
You could make it.
Then you're proficient in forgeries.
Yeah, you could make like an official looking missive.
But that's like for documents and stuff.
Oh no! How we get that airship is we commandeer it with a made up document you forge us.
Yeah. We pull a jester at the docks and we make a fancy
Bill of sale.
boat deed. And see, look, this is totally ours.
You could even have a natural 20 as your roll, because I rolled a natural 20 on my last divination rolls.
Nice.
And haven't used it yet.
We need to find an excuse to use that.
Just
That is
have it
stealing the Staff of the Magi.
have it be
Got it.
a really official looking thing, being like, no, you need to give these people your airship, and then use that 20 and just airship.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish I could do that.
Darren.
Guys,